I cannot wait till they go 6-11.
Week 1.
Yeah, 6.
25, averaging 20 plus points. That's only happened one other time in
I am.
It's our fault that we try to recognize talent.
I am, because talent does not win. The quarterbacks that he
still go to the Super Bowl or the NFC Championship game.
Hola, welcome everybody to another episode of Dead in Sports, the place where sports opinions collide. We are back closing out the year 2023. We just have 2 more weeks left and just a couple of weeks left of football. But we're definitely here to recap and discuss everything that went down last week. And I'm not doing this show alone. Joining me, we got Spike.
What up, though?
Shelton.
What's happening?
FIFA.
What it do? Spike look like he trying to
It's Dallas Philly week. It's Dallas Philly week. All black.
Oh, okay.
Scully on.
Well, you can't be moving your jacket that much. You're going to mess up the mic.
Right. Too much swishes going on.
I thought you was trying to get some dead presidents or something.
But yeah, so anyway, apparently I was a little too loud. I messed up. I blew out the mic in here, but the microphone, I should say. Anyway, but yeah. So, hey man, we just gonna jump right into it and go ahead and get into everything that went down last week. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share the show. Let everybody know what's going on. Before we do that, though, Shelton.
Yes, sir.
I got terrible news.
What's that?
I didn't make the fantasy football playoffs.
You didn't?
Bruh. It's all my fault. This is where bad coaching can definitely cost you. I cost myself 3 games this year over coaching.
Roster adjustments.
Over coaching, bruh. And injuries. You know, Cooper Kupp didn't do shit. Jonathan Taylor was hurt. Tony Gonzalez was hurt, but it's all good. I won 4 in a row. So, you know. My dynasty was secure, but yeah, man. In both leagues, I think I finished I finished 6-7 in one and 7-6 in the other one. But yeah, yeah. So yeah, it was bad, and I had a good team too. But how'd you do?
I went out with a bang, man. I'm 1-0 in the last week.
1-0 in the last week. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I pulled it off this week, and I didn't even adjust my lineup. That's the crazy thing. I had people not playing. Who I beat? I beat somebody.
I forgot,
good.
but he posted about it. He was sick, bro.
Yeah.
Shelton ain't won a game all
season. I was 0-12.
He was about to have a perfect defeated season, bro.
Yeah.
You tried to do that. Like,
no, I did not. No, I didn't, man. I didn't.
Yeah, so
I don't know what went wrong, and what's crazy is I honestly was happy with my lineup going into the season.
Who was your first pick?
Who was my first pick?
I had a great team.
Jefferson.
It's
Justin
Rob's
Jefferson.
fault, bro. Rob really jinxed me because I had a great team. He was just talking shit, and then Rob beat me. One of Rob's only 2 wins. Anyway, but yeah, speaking of wins that matter, wins that count, wins that don't. Speaking of being defeated versus undefeated, that's it. We got to get into these college football playoffs before we jump into the thing. But before we do that, we need to hear from the man himself.
Duce.
Mr. Nicky Duce.
Mike Tomlin Jr.
What's going on? It's your boy Nick here with another episode of the working title, Who Deserves the Disrespect? I'm gonna put that in the Reddit thread one of these days, just so we get some ideas going, because I'm not still feeling it. But for this week, for Dead End Sports, who gets the disrespect is, I'm sorry, Kyle, FSU. Who the hell do y'all think y'all are to say that y'all deserve to be in anything? Especially after that performance against Louisville. 6-16, come on, bro. Defense win championship, but it ain't gonna get y'all into the playoffs, unfortunately. You can't go in there with the 3rd string, 4th string, whoever the fuck QB, And then y'all have the nerve to say, like, oh, the integrity of the game, we won our games. Don't nobody give a damn about that. We want to see a good matchup. We just saw last year TCU get thraxed by Georgia. We're not trying to see that shit again. So, yes, these 4 teams, while it's goofy how they got in, and they're going to give you the best matchup. Sorry, there's next year. We got 12 teams. Y'all more than likely going to get in or have a chance to get in. Have at it. But for this year, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, we disrespected y'all this year.
Oh, man.
You know what? I appreciate Duce. But I think he chose the wrong team that got disrespected.
He did, and we'll get into it, man, because we'll get into everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, but of course, before we get into the college NFL playoff seeding has been set. We have Michigan, we have Washington, we have Texas, we have Alabama. They're the top 4 seeds. And the question is, did the committee get it right or wrong? But before we do that, I want y'all to look at this, bro. I want y'all to really take a look at this video. And just give it a second. It's on the way. Look at this, bro. That's when they found out. Look at the look how sad they are.
And that's the reason why in the middle of the screen, Jordan Travis.
I felt so bad when I saw this video.
Wheelchair.
I was like, man, like, because the thing is, you do all this work, you've been lied to, you've been told that no Power 5 team has ever been let out if you have been undefeated. All these things, only for that to happen. Like, they probably felt something was happening. I felt bad for them, man. So I think the committee, I think they got it right. Only because Texas got in and Alabama got in. Most of the conversation that we were having, and then it shifted to Florida State and Texas as the day progressed. I mean, Florida State and Alabama as the night progressed. But mainly because Texas was still ranked over Alabama, so they still held true to what they were saying. Head-to-head matchups matter. Mm-hmm. So it really came down to Alabama or FSU. And I sent this to y'all late, and I saw it. And I saw what came out of their actual mouths, what they said. 4 best teams. And I was like, damn, they about to screw Florida State University. Mm-hmm. When I saw that, because, you know, that's the thing I've been saying. Like, they said head-to-head matchups matter, it doesn't matter when. And they held true to that. When I saw that, I was like, oh, it's a wrap. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a wrap. Right. It's already done for them boys. Mm-hmm. And I'll say that, and I'll hand it to you guys, is that this, I do feel that if Jordan was healthy, it would have been Florida. It would have been Texas and Florida State.
It would have been.
And Alabama would have been left holding the bag on this one.
100%. And a couple of things, Ken. Number one, I don't like the message that it sends out, because we've all been part of locker rooms and we talk about team. And to go undefeated, I don't give a damn what level of football you're playing at, it legit takes a team. Now understand how important the quarterback position is. But to not give it to him because one position is hurt feels a little disingenuous, in my opinion. And that's a hard pill to swallow to the rest of those guys that's on that squad. And for the AD and for the head coach and for the assistant coaches trying to relay or trying to massage whatever message that they need to have to that locker room is a difficult position to be in, because I've already sold y'all on team. Let's do this. Be there for your brother. Let's all, and then we do that, and yeah, our main guy gets hurt, and then we don't get recognized because our main guy is hurt. That's a tough pill to swallow. However, the team that got the most disrespected, and you know how I feel about this fucking state, and I said that they couldn't win, and they've beyond, proved me wrong, especially in most recent years, is UGA. Mm-hmm. UGA, I want to say in their last 30 games have only had 3 losses.
Right.
2 of them to Alabama.
2 of them to Alabama. So we know what it is, especially in the SEC game. You know what I'm saying? The championship game, they don't beat Alabama. It is what it is. But that is the best, in my opinion. And I don't watch college football like that. You know what I'm saying? When we start talking college football, I stay quiet. I watch a couple of things here and there. I kind of know, but I'm not ingrained. But I do know UGA is a beast.
They are. Yeah.
And I know that they only lost by 3 points in that championship game. And if we're talking about the 4 best teams, I don't understand how UGA is not in there.
Well, they lost. They had the chance to get in.
But they only had 1 loss.
That's true, but different from Florida State is they knew playing this Alabama game, hey, man, if we lose this, we out. So they go into that game like you know that you have to win. That's almost like a playoff game. So I don't think that they were disrespecting and getting put out. Nor do I think that Florida State was disrespected. This is, at the end of the day, a TV show. And what Nick said that was very important, last year and the year before that even, the semifinal rounds have been blowouts. And they're trying to avoid that, especially next
100%.
year going into the field
With
of 16. Excuse me, 12. So all of this crying that Florida State fans are doing, all of the injustices that they claim that they're having, I don't see it because you did lose your quarterback. And going into a Final Four game with Bob the Builder back there, and you're going to be a 13-point underdog against any one of the 3 teams that you would have played. Right. It doesn't make sense to put them in.
Yeah, especially with that backup. Like they played with their 3rd string and won, and that was a hell of a defensive performance.
It was
incredible to watch.
It was. And Louisville was scoring 30 points a game.
I know. So even so, if I'm looking at the committee, it just really just came down to that quarterback, Rodemaker or whatever his name was. I think that to your point, FIFO, again, the committee was very, very clear. Head-to-head matchups, championship games matter. Head-to-head matchup, Bama lost to Georgia lost to Bama in the championship game. There was no way they could put them in because that's what they said counts and matters. So that's why they didn't stand a shot to get in.
And this is why I've said for the longest that partly why I don't like college football and I don't watch it like that is because it's not if you lose.
Too much politics.
No, it's not even that. That's a part of it, but it's not even that. For me, it's not if you lose, it's when you lose.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? If UGA would have had the third game of the season, if they would have lost that, they still would have and they would have won the championship, the SEC championship, they would have been in. You know, so it's not about even who you really lose to. It's when you lose. If you lose early, you have enough time to get back.
Well, the thing about that is that's for teams like the SEC schools. And the reason being, we look at strength of schedule. Florida State's strength of schedule was 55th in the nation. Alabama was 5th. So when you look at factors like that, that weighs into it too. We also know what we just said. That Florida State team without Jordan Travis was not the team that we were watching. He was the MVP of that team. So yeah, one player doesn't make a team, but when your MVP goes down and he's the catalyst of that offense, plus if they had shown a better showing on offense in that Louisville game, they would have had a better argument to make. But that committee was sitting there watching that game just like we were.
They watched all of
And
it.
here's the thing about the committee too that I think a level of pettiness was there too. They had the opportunity when they got all the teams together, all the conferences together when they first announced it was going to be 12 teams. And they had the opportunity to vote to do it a year early and cancel all the contracts. The ACC was one of the main schools that did not want to do it, or main conferences that did not want to do it. And I got to think that there was some level of pettiness in that room. When they was like, oh, y'all should have been in here and could have been in here had y'all voted yes. 2 years ago when we asked y'all, now y'all on the outside looking in. I gotta believe that has something to do with it.
I didn't even know that.
I have to believe. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's dope. But yeah.
See, but like again, my perspective on Florida State, I don't think that the committee got it wrong. Again, my perspective is just in that locker room, in that school, those players, those coaches, that's a tough pill to swallow. Because look, I've coached before, so I know what it is to try to motivate your guys to go above and beyond. And for them to do what you ask them to do, to be unblemished and then get to the place where we've earned the right to be in the conversation and not make it, I think the committee got it right. So let me say that. But in that school, that's tough. That's tough. And even from recruiting standpoint, from the guys, whatever bowl game that they're gonna play, like that is tough. Like as a coach, in that situation, what the hell do you say?
Well, as a coach, you can say, we got Georgia. If we go undefeated and beat, as you just said, still one of the best teams in the nation, we still got a legitimate gripe for saying we the national champions. Auburn
Correct.
did.
I mean, it's
Auburn
not
did
the
that.
first time we done
Yeah.
ever seen this.
Right.
So it's happened before.
So if I'm a coach, y'all still got to go out here, play this game, win this game,
Yeah.
beat Georgia, and show people.
tough.
It's tough to
Auburn
motivate.
did that, Ken. And they claimed
That's
themselves.
tough.
UCF did that, and they
Yeah,
claimed
they did. That's
themselves
what I was
national
thinking about.
champions.
UCF when I
This has
thought
happened
about
within
this.
the
This
last
happened before.
10 years. Yeah,
Don't
Yeah.
count, bro.
it don't count.
No.
But it is tough to motivate players when you feel like you had a legitimate shot at the national championship and it was taken away from you without necessarily any doing of your own. That's a tough pill to swallow for real. It's tough to get them up for that game, but you're gonna have to figure out a way.
100%. And I think it's also tough when you're the first of something. It's the first time that a Power 5 conference went undefeated. They make it. That's tough. That's I don't care what spin you put on it. That is tough because at the end of the day, these aren't elementary school kids, bro. These are grown ass men that just ain't make, a lot of them ain't make the NFL yet. But these are grown ass men. They know how to read between the lines. They understand coaches just trying to spin this shit. They know that they're gonna feel a type of way. And here's the thing, the best outcome is to leave it on the field against UGA.
Correct.
100%. But I just, there's gonna be guys out there that just gonna feel the type of way and they're not gonna have 100%.
Yeah, and last thing I'll say, because I keep hearing people talking about this TCU shit and how they got blown up by Georgia. What game did they get blown out in?
The Colorado game.
No, TCU last year when they lost to Georgia.
Oh, last year.
yeah, what game was that?
That was the final.
That was the final fucking game of the year.
Yeah.
So
They earned, they proved they were worthy of getting into the playoffs
They got there.
by beating Michigan last year. So Nicky Duce, you can cut out all that bullshit about TCU getting blown out because most of those teams, when they get to the college final game to play SEC teams that are not SEC teams, get their ass fucking handed to them in the finals. So TCU, they beat Michigan. Everybody thought they were going to lose to Michigan. So come on, stop holding that game against them because if they would have gotten blown out by Michigan in the first round, then we talking.
Yeah, we
but they
got a
made it to the
conversation.
fucking national
Yeah,
championship.
they had to beat somebody to get there.
Yeah, come on. So
You're
they
100%
earned it.
right. And also the junior NFL, when the not junior NFL teams play them, like you said, they get blown out. The SEC is a gauntlet, and only realistically speaking, only SEC teams can beat SEC teams. Pac-12 can't do it.
Yeah.
We done seen that. We done seen all of these other power conferences go against the SEC and get blown out.
If Georgia had made it and it was 3-4 Georgia Alabama, we'd have seen the Georgia Alabama remake in the championship rematch. I just feel like the SEC is king. I do, and I get what you said earlier about the nation is probably tired of seeing the SEC in these playoffs.
well, that's
but
why you can't leave them out.
you can't.
You can't be
You
like,
cannot.
oh well,
It's the best
you can't-
football.
You can't
You
leave them
can't.
out. It's
You
the
Yeah,
best
you
football
can.
team.
Yeah, you
You
can.
can't.
You
You
can leave them
can't.
out, bro.
If you're not
You can
going,
leave 'em out.
if they didn't vote Georgia in, you had to vote Alabama.
No,
it
you
had
can't.
to be one of them two.
One of those two would have won the
can't have 'em.
championship.
Nah, bro.
That's just the bottom line.
Nah, bro.
Because I don't see a Michigan hanging with a Georgia or Alabama. I don't.
Yeah, Alabama ought to blow the doors off Michigan. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened.
I would not either. Same thing with Washington. I love Washington to death. I love Michael Penix Jr. He's one of my favorite players, but that SEC is a whole nother monster. It's just something else. And I don't know if them
Are y'all excited for the 12 playoffs?
Yes.
I am
That's
so
another
excited.
thing they did too by not letting them in. They get people excited. Well, next year it's going to be this.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
we ain't got to
that.
hear this
See
next
it,
year.
right.
Next year you can prove it on the field.
I'm excited to see how it looks too. Like the teams getting home field advantage through that first round, second round, being at the bowl games. I think it's a really good setup. I think that's going to be big for college football.
I like it.
Y'all like, who y'all got winning it off? Then we'll go to the next one. Let's stop it.
I'm gonna go Bama.
Bama.
Like, I'm not a Bama fan. I'm not even a Nick Saban fan. But come on, like,
I'm going to go Texas.
With Jalen Milroe,
Texas.
bro. Jalen
I'm gonna go
Milroe is
Texas.
awful.
I'm going to go Texas. I think Texas has the best team.
I think if anybody can overcome bad quarterback play, it's gonna be Nick
He
Saban.
has. He's been doing it since he's had Jalen Hurts, Mac Jones, Bryce Young, Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah.
Go all the way back.
Who y'all got winning
Has
the
he-
Heisman?
Oh,
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
the four finalists are Penix,
Harrison.
Marvin Harrison Jr., Bo Nix, and the guy from LSU.
Jaden Daniels probably going to get it.
I love
want
Jaden Daniels, but
he had 50 touchdowns this year.
yeah, he's that guy. But they had too many losses. That's the only thing you
matter,
can
man. He
hold
was-
against him is the loss.
He was the most dynamic player.
To
in
me,
college
he
football.
was too. But Michael Penix, we can say
1100
the same
yards.
thing about him. It's between
No,
those two
no.
for me.
Penn has been struggling, bro.
50 touchdowns, 10 rushing, 40 passing, 4,000 yards, 1,100 yards rushing. That's your Heisman Trophy one right there. In the SEC.
What year is he in? He's a junior?
He been in college 6 years.
I
bro.
think because he played
his
at
sixth year.
Arizona State.
Really?
Yeah, he had the
been there
COVID
for
year.
a
He got to
minute.
sit out.
You think somebody gonna pick him up in the draft?
Yeah, Jaden Daniels if
No,
he comes
he's
out.
small. He's 6'4", about 2.
6'4". You say he's small?
He ain't number like 200 pounds.
It don't matter.
Look, he's not a pro. You get on that pro regimen, you,
I don't
you
hear him
gain some
talking
weight.
about him.
I haven't
Yeah,
heard him
I know.
talking about him, but
That's
a
the
lot
reason
of
why I
talent.
asked.
That's a lot of talent that people would be passing up on. Maybe a late round pick.
Which is crazy to me. Explain to me how Drake
Johnny
May.
Manziel.
They talking about Drake May being the first pick in the draft.
Johnny
Zach
Manziel
Wilson.
did this. They picked him first
That's
round.
what it is. Zach
That's all
Wilson.
it is. It's the same thing. They hyping him up so much, and then people like Nick tearing down Caleb.
Danny Dimes. That's how many of the we can name them all
can
day.
bring your boy name it
They
to
gonna
name
get a great white hype out of
Zach
them.
Wilson. Yeah.
They gonna get one.
They doing it for Bo Nix.
Josh Rosen, they did it with. They did it with all of them. You can
But Bo
name
Nix
Sam
should-
Darnold. They did the same thing with him. You can name them all day. Those guys that are not of the ilk of some of these guys that should be getting mentioned.
100%.
Dynamic that we watch. We saw him try to change Lamar Jackson's position. Come on, man.
What you gonna say about Bo
But
Nix?
I don't think Bo Nix is gonna. I don't know if he's gonna be great, but I think he's better than Drake, man. I think he's better than some of these other people that they're hyping up. I think he should go in the top 3 rounds of the NFL draft. I'm not saying he should be number 1 overall.
Like 33.
Yeah, he's 6 years too.
He old too.
I would take Drake May.
Mac
over Bo
Jones
Nix.
too. How we forget about him?
Who?
Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, him
It's
too.
a million of those guys.
But I feel like Mac Jones was adequately drafted.
They messed him up.
Yeah, I
where
think that
he
was more the Patriots than
They
anything.
messed
But
him
when
up.
you think about the hype train that came when he was coming in, how they tried to boost him up.
A
and push
little
him up the
boost,
ladder
but
at
it
first.
wasn't big boost, and then nobody
was-
traded up to get him.
He was always coming in as a game manager. That's what
He
they
was.
touted him as. And that's why San Francisco was going to take him. And just wanted someone that would be able to run that offense.
Speaking of game managers, we had the game manager bowl this weekend.
Jalen.
Jalen versus Purdy. Jalen versus Purdy, bro.
Let's get to it.
The San
Show, you want to take
Francisco-
15?
No, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you, bro.
I thought you was gonna say 19. I thought you was gonna say 19.
He can say 19. He didn't take the 10, so I'd rather 19 to 10.
Is it sunny outside? Cause there's a lot of shade in this world. It's a lot of shade.
The 49ers in what could arguably have been the game of the week beat the brakes off of the.
You gotta say it like that.
I'm just reading the prompter, bro. So beat the brakes off the overrated Philadelphia Eagles squad on the road.
See, he ain't had to say that.
I'm just reading the prompter. I'm just.
He didn't have to
Did
say
this
that.
game prove the 49ers are the team to beat in the NFC, or did Philly just get caught slipping, meaning that they played 3 games in 15 days?
Oh, womp,
Let me-
womp.
you got to spark. You want me to?
No, go ahead.
It proves that the 49ers are the best team in the NFC East right now. And that's coming from me. And I'm saying that based off the fact that
That's
I'm listening.
Hey, look.
bro. I'm listening.
when,
Keep talking.
when you
Building
come
that
between
fence.
the lines, regardless as to what happens, and I know, I know that the Eagles have, they were facing injuries. They had a few different things. 3 games in 15 days. There's a lot of factors that played into it. But you knew this game was on the schedule. You knew what was coming, and they were outcoached. They were outmatched, and it just showed. It just showed. And they had every opportunity of taking that game by the horns and win. I'm not saying they were outmatched to the point where they couldn't have won that game, because they should have won that game. And let me tell you why I say that. The game started with the Eagles with the first possession. They drove right down the field, had every opportunity to get the ball in the end zone, did not kick the field goal. I was like, okay, I wish they had scored a touchdown there, but I digress. Next possession, they shut San Francisco down immediately, got the ball right back, drove right back down the field. And that's when I, had to whisper in Jalen's ear, because he's standing back there in the pocket, trips and falls over his own feet and gets sacked. And in another field goal. And I'm like, this has been
That was a
awful.
punt. That was a punt. They had a punt out
No, they kicked the field goal. They kicked the field goal in the first 2 possessions.
When he was standing back up forever trying to direct traffic.
That was the biggest issue of the day for me is the fact that they went up 6-0 when it could have easily been the normal. 14. That's the Eagles' way. They had every opportunity to put the ball in the end zone both those times and did not either time. Therefore, it allowed San Francisco to gain momentum because first quarter was Eagles completely. They shut San Francisco down, but you did not have a commanding lead. You didn't have a command on that game. They drove down the field and scored 6 consecutive possessions after that. It was over with after that.
See, this is what I was saying last week, is that the Eagles can't go into this starting off slow and then expecting in the second half to just turn it up and beat them by 3 or 7. Like, we knew that wasn't going to be the case. So I'm glad that Shelton mentioned that. And you said the Eagles' way of being up big 14-0. No, that's last year's Eagles. That's not this year's Eagles. These Eagles have been lackadaisical in first halves, and then because they can out-talent the majority of the teams that they've been playing as of late, they win. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a lack of talent. It's not a lack of being overcoached, this, that, and the third. Is the Eagles have yet to run in stride. They're just not in stride. And they've been like that the entire year. And I said, going into this game, you can't have that. This is where championship teams, playoff teams, they flip that switch and say, okay, let's make sure that we are on point on all phases of the game, because this is the playoff stretch now. They're in the playoff stretch, and you want to be playing your best football going into that stretch. Now they've won close games, and this is the Eagles stretch where if you're not playing your best football, you're going to lose a couple of games. And you may go from the number 2 seed overall and winning the division to, being a wild card team.
Number 1 seed.
They're still over San Fran?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yes, still number 1.
So still number 1 seed, but this is the stretch where you guys can go from number 1 overall in the NFC to a wild card team. And what it proved to me, Ken, is this. First of all, I wish Nicky Duce was right here, because I want to hear what he got to say about Kyle Shanahan now. Like, that's what I want to hear. Hey, because you know what? Look, Kyle Shanahan showed you, when I have my squad,
I got my people.
Look at the, not even the trickery, but look at the genius of putting these guys in these positions to do crazy stuff.
It's a regular season game, bro.
It is a regular season game, Camp. But at the end of the day, he wants to say Shanahan is just a normal coach. He's not a normal coach. Hasn't won the big joint yet. Can't argue that. But let's be honest, he is a top 3, top 5 at minimum. And I'm giving you a lot of leeway there.
He is.
But he's a top 5 coach in this game, in this league. Yeah. And he showed why. Look at what Christian McCaffrey was doing. Look, Brock Purdy is Mr. Irrelevant.
Outplayed Jalen.
He did.
He did.
Way better
Well,
game.
He did
let's
outplay.
get into that too.
Conversation.
Let's get
He
into
shouldn't
that
be,
too.
though.
He shouldn't be?
No.
No, he shouldn't be. And let's get
They're
into
not.
that.
San Fran is not dependent on him.
Let's get into that.
But
we
most
not
valuable
going.
player?
Wait, hold
Nah.
on.
We seen
Yeah,
what
he's
happened.
not.
Christian
He's
McCaffrey is
not.
more valuable. Christian McCaffrey is more valuable to that team.
to that team
Nah.
than
Yes.
Brock Purdy.
Because Christian
Yes.
McCaffrey not going to be effective if Brock Purdy not in there. We
Yes,
know
he
what
will.
happens when 49ers don't have a quarterback.
No,
saw
they
But we
have
it.
also
no
know what happens when
they have
49ers
no
can't run the ball.
quarterback.
Yeah, but
Bro,
we saw
Brock
it last
Purdy
year.
has
3,100 yards passes,
He
23
leads the league.
touchdowns, and 6 interceptions.
He leads the
he's
league
playing
in passer
great.
rating.
He's playing
He leads
great.
the league in percentage.
But let's
That's MVP stuff.
No,
He's
but
playing great.
look at the weapon. Look at
what they
everything
doing.
The only
around
reason
him.
y'all
What
are
are they
saying that
doing?
is because he was drafted in the 7th round.
I'm not
last
worried
year.
about that. But what
It
are
is,
the
because if
people
anyone
around
else,
doing?
if anyone else put these
Tom
numbers
Brady.
up that Brock Purdy had,
Tom Brady
y'all
did.
would be clued to say
No.
it was-
But Tom Brady did without elite weaponry on the outside. Like, this guy has a really good O-line. I'm not gonna say the
Yeah, but
best.
people weren't talking about Tom Brady being
People weren't talking
MVP.
about Brock Purdy. We lost
What do
3
you
games in
mean?
a row this
Like
year.
when they won that first Super Bowl, like Tom Brady was
Not the first one, but eventually
Yeah, of course.
he was okay.
But that was after Brady had already established himself
But
as
let me
an
ask you this:
echelon player.
Tom Brady's never played with a squad like this ever. Not even in Tampa Bay.
we saw what happened.
Once.
But
Ooh.
but
had
hold on.
Moss.
We saw what
He threw
happened.
49 touchdown
I
passes.
understand. It's just because Moss was a fucking video game. But the
That's
rest,
what I'm
but the
saying.
rest of them guys was outside of Gronk was average.
Listen to what you say. He had the best receiver and the best tight end on his team.
We ain't even-
Randy Moss wasn't
we ain't
necessarily
even-
the best wide
we
receiver.
ain't even got to get into Tom Brady. Let's talk about this. We saw what that man was when Debo went down. He lost 3 games in a row. And
needs
y'all
to-
wasn't talking nothing about block.
He
There
needs
wasn't
to
no
go-
block nowhere in
We said
sight.
he'd be
You
back.
said that motherfucker reloaded,
We
bro.
said he'd
Wasn't
be back.
nowhere in
He
sight.
had a
Yeah,
rough
Debo was
adjustment.
back.
He had a
Debo was
rough-
back.
He had a rough 3-game stretch. Now they
Debo
got
was back.
all of their
What the
weapons
fuck do you
back.
think Jalen Hurts is gonna do if
Screen
he
to
don't have
Debo and he
A.J. Brown and
gone.
Devontae Smith?
Exactly.
Win.
Not you.
How? When?
Damn lie.
When he made the playoffs without
no
him.
way in hell
AJ
that
wasn't there when he made the
bro.
They
playoffs.
tried to put this game in Jalen Hurts' hands.
AJ
Didn't run
wasn't
the
there when he
ball.
made the playoffs.
Yeah, they didn't run the ball. I'm talking about this game.
You
This
take
game, I'm talking
stars
about-
away from anybody.
I'm
What would
talking
Dak be without CeeDee
I'm
Lamb?
only talking about this game, the 49ers.
You're proving our point, though.
My point is any of these quarterbacks wouldn't be anything without their weapons.
That's fair
But
to
you
say.
take one weapon
Okay.
away from him, his weapon is more important than anybody else's.
Let's say that's true. However, this game, they tried to get Jalen to win it for him. Swift had, 5 rushes for 14 yards?
Correct.
So you're trying to get Jalen Hurts to throw the ball and you go out and you get embarrassed by somebody that y'all
At
are
home,
saying
that ain't-
are not
see-
even an MVP. You
see,
got
here's
embarrassed. And
the
they
thing.
put the game in his
Here's
hands.
Here's the thing.
They say,
You
hey,
can't-
Jalen, go win it for us.
see, we
They
still
scored
talk-
14 points.
It's crazy to me how the subject goes back to Jalen.
Because-
Jalen can't play
because
no
y'all
defense.
saying
They
he's
scored
great.
6 touchdowns in a row. Who gonna beat them with that?
score
What could
6
Jalen
with
have
him.
done?
Score
The most clutch player in the
What could
game.
Jalen have
Score
done?
6 with him. You got the
What
best
could Jalen have
offensive
done?
line.
Mr. Clutch player,
what
Mr.
could
Comeback
Jalen have
King.
done?
That's the guy that come back and win all the games.
He does.
Just turn it up in the second
He
half.
does.
But
he's not
when
perfect.
but when
He ain't
Now
perfect.
we want you to score. You
Oh, he
can't
got to
do
be
it.
perfect.
So now,
So
all of a
Jalen
sudden-
got to be perfect.
No. So
You
now,
said he is. Y'all
I
said
never
that.
said he's perfect.
Oh, so now
I
it
said
was
he's the
Jalen
best.
winning the games,
Yeah.
but he really want to give credit to the defense.
He's the most
Now all of a
clutch.
sudden the
He's the
defense
defense.
ain't
He
doing
is the
shit.
most clutch.
He wasn't clutch
Get the
this
hell outta
Sunday.
here,
He's
bro.
the most
Get
clutch.
out of here.
He
He
had
is
to
the
be-
most clutch. You can't say nothing about
As
that.
you said,
Ain't no quarterback
He
win no
had
game
to
that
be
gave up
clutch
60.
from the second quarter on.
Yes.
On Sunday.
Yes,
and
he
he
did.
was not.
He was not.
He didn't have a clutch moment.
He was not.
He got embarrassed. So
He
they
didn't get
put the
embarrassed.
game. He got embarrassed.
He didn't have no bad
Dak
game.
got embarrassed when he went to play
He
San
didn't have a
Francisco,
bad
too.
game.
Who didn't?
Jalen Hurts didn't have a bad game. Go back and look at the game. Did you watch the game?
Yeah,
I watched
absolutely.
What
every
did he do to
second
have a
of
bad
it.
game? Did he turn the ball over?
Every damn
He
thing.
didn't
Was he
do
not completing
anything.
passes?
He never does anything. That's the
Oh
point
my
that we're trying
God.
to make. That's been our point the
Listen,
whole
man.
time. He
Listen,
didn't do
man.
anything. Jalen Hurts didn't do anything. he never does anything.
Ain't but one team in the league got 10 wins. Name that team for me, please, FIFO.
Wait,
What's
hold
the
on,
one
hold on.
team?
Wait,
What's the
hold on.
one team and the one quarterback that's got 10 wins?
Name it. Eagles. Who'd you say was the best team in the league?
49ers, because they
Pick
made
a
a man to
motherfucking
head.
team, Shelton.
I picked
Pick
my
a
team.
motherfucking team,
I'm on
bro.
my side.
You said,
Hey,
how
I
many
didn't say-
times did he come in
I
here
didn't say-
and he
Oh,
said,
who got the
how
best
many times
record?
who got the
Last
best
man
record? Who got the
What the
best
record
record?
say?
I'm still
They
saying
the
it.
best team,
I'm
right?
still saying
They the
it.
best team because they got the
I'm
best
still
record.
saying it.
Now all of a sudden, a
To
team
beat the
from
man, you
one
gotta
loss
beat the
below
man.
him
To
is
beat
the
the
best.
man,
They're the best.
you got to beat the man. To beat the man, you got to beat the man, and they didn't beat him.
Bro,
They
Jalen
beat
Hurts,
him.
Jalen
But
Hurts went
who's going to be
26.
last man standing?
Jalen Hurts went 26 of 45, 298 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 7 carries for 20 yards, 1 touchdown. That's not enough.
No,
When
it's
you play
not.
the
It wasn't
49ers, it's not
enough. I didn't say he
So
did
when I said
enough.
He didn't do anything.
You said he played good. He didn't play bad.
Bro, they got 19 points.
Who else played good? He got the ball where it needed to be as much as he could. There was not much they could do with that defense. First off, they played the best defense they could have ever played, which was really smart. And I hope I trust Nick
when this
Sirianni
defense
to make
made Dak
adjustments.
look like that, Dak was pedestrian though. Dak,
What?
Yeah, Dak was.
Dak was pedestrian. How many interceptions did Dak throw?
So
go
Jay-
go
so-
read me Dak's
so-
stats.
so-
No, I
so
want
made-
Dak's
so-
stats.
was
Give me
Jalen-
Dak's
wait,
stats.
wait,
Thank you.
Was
You just made the point.
Jalen pedestrian?
Jalen was average. He was super average.
Is that not what pedestrian
That's what it
is?
is. That's the literal
Under
meaning.
pedestrian, bro.
The literal meaning of pedestrian.
Go back. Go back. You
I don't
take
wanna
the
see
meeting all
stats.
day.
I don't
Go
wanna
back.
see
Read me.
stats.
Read me
No.
Dak's stats
I don't wanna see
against them.
stats.
Dak
I'm
was
telling you
awful.
about Jalen Hurts.
That's the difference.
As was
0
Jalen
touchdowns,
Hurts.
3 interceptions. Go
As
look at
was
it.
Jalen Hurts. He was awful.
Ain't
as
no,
well.
you can't compare the two.
Bro,
he had
it's
2
good.
touchdowns, no interceptions, no turnovers.
It's good
He had
as-
0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Which game was better?
As good as Eagles fans try to say that Jalen Hurts is, he should have been able to do something to keep him
Oh,
in
so
the game.
Jalen got to be perfect. Y'all,
He
see,
should have been able to do
I
something
ain't never
to keep him
said
in the
that man
game.
was perfect.
I
I
ain't seen
never
him do
said he's the
anything
greatest
to keep
quarterback
him in the
ever.
game.
No, he had a
He
bad
looked like
game.
Dak out there.
He had a bad game. But he ain't had no bad season.
I
And
ain't say
it ain't
that. I
like he
didn't
don't
say that.
show up when
No
it's
one said
time.
that.
We're not talking the
We ain't
season,
talking
Shelton.
about the season,
Correct.
Shelton.
Let's talk.
Shelton,
Yeah, he
Shelton,
talking about the
Shelton,
game.
Shelton,
No,
Shelton.
what they try to do is they try to highlight. see, it's different. If they're saying this game, I'm with you. He did not play the greatest game, but y'all trying to make it seem like he didn't show up, like he's just the worst ever. No, you can't do that. You can't take this game and say that Jalen is not that because of this game.
This is the type of game.
I've been saying he's not that all year.
What,
Go
what
ahead.
we're saying is this is the type of game and how you portray him. How you say Jalen is the guy where you
I
put
say
him.
Jalen, not what y'all
This
say.
is the game that he's supposed to show up in.
He showed
This
up in
is the
every
game
game.
he's supposed to make an impact.
And it was a
He
winnable
showed up in
game.
every
Winnable
game.
game.
It was.
Was it?
I said that.
Okay.
He got
And he didn't win
outplayed.
it.
He got outcoached. They got beat in every phase of the game. I'll say that much. But what I'm saying is, you're not going to take away from this man's accomplishments and his talent
We ain't
because
talking about
that is what
We
you're
ain't
talking about.
that. You know what I want
Y'all
to talk
said
about?
that Jalen ain't do shit.
Remember when I remember when they came here. It was him and Q. I even heard from Q. Q was like, Q said that Jalen Hurts went from MVP to MV nothing. MV not.
I agree.
MVP not in just 6 days. I remember last year when Brock got knocked out that game. Oh, all these Eagle fans was bragging and boasting. And we were like, man, Brock didn't even get a chance to play. We don't know what he would have done.
Didn't matter.
We couldn't even gauge
He
the
wouldn't
game.
have won that
Well,
game.
the Eagles knocked him out. The Eagles knocked him out.
They did.
That's part of the game.
They
Part of
did.
the game. Now you see what would have happened if
I'm
Brock was in that
admitting
game.
what I'm doing is admitting in defeat what happened. I'm saying exactly what happened.
Y'all
Y'all don't want to care what happened.
I'm just saying that game
who's
was
gonna be the last
it's
man
just like
standing?
it's just like I told y'all last year.
Who's
I
gonna be the
told
last
you
man standing?
And I told Q that game was overrated. That game could not be judged because the quarterback didn't play in that game.
That's a fact.
And wait, hold on.
So
hold on.
that- so
And-
that-
and- wait,
so-
hold on. And
so-
let's add this. Hold on. Let's add this because Jimmy G got hurt, Trey Lance got hurt, and they were down to block
Brock got
Purdy.
hurt.
So let's stop.
And Glock got hurt.
Let's just cancel the season because the Jets quarterback went down in the first game.
Oh,
Ain't no need for them to
But that
count neither
season
either.
was canceled.
Yep.
Right. Zach Wilson don't even want to play no more.
I'm just saying the context
That's
of the game,
bad.
but y'all want to brag and boast about the game like y'all
Yeah.
fucking did shit.
They beat 'em.
Them motherfuckers ain't do shit.
They beat them in
The
every
point
facet.
is, the pedestal that you put Jalen Hurts on.
It's still there. It ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. One game cannot change that. One game don't make
It's
a
not
man.
one
You can
game.
fall.
It's
It
just-
is one game.
It's highlighted because they were playing a team that was as talented
It don't
as
matter.
they were. That's what me and Kim
They've been
was sitting
playing
up here saying.
talented
No, that does
teams all
matter.
this
Stood up
time.
here
No,
saying
that
last
does
week.
matter.
They
They've
don't
been
play
playing talented teams
There's
all
only,
season.
But
there's
not
probably
as
only
talented
one
as
team
them.
that's
Right,
talented
and he
as they
lost the
are.
game. What about that?
But look, Shelton. This is the point, right? Like the numbers aren't horrible, right? He didn't have a horrible game. I agree there. But the thing is that when you come into a game like this, you can't he has to overplay, and he didn't overplay. It's not like Devontae and who the big guy on the other
Alex
side.
Brown. AJ Brown.
AJ Brown. It's not like they was dropping passes. It's not like it was
Nigga
not
couldn't get
because
the
of
ball
Jalen
to
Hurts.
him.
Jalen Hurts needed to do even more because of the defense and because of the talent on the other side of that 49ers ball as well. Jalen had to go Super Saiyan, and we have yet to see. Now, I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback because out of everybody else on this stage, I'm closer to you on where Jalen is because everybody else seems to think Jalen's trash. I don't think Jalen's
I don't
trash.
know where they get that from.
He's the same thing as Dak. I wouldn't say he's trash.
He's
He's
not the same thing as Dak. How
we
can
still
you
waiting
say
on
that?
Dak to show up for a big game. If he was on the Eagles, he
So
probably had the same
Jalen Hurts
record
has
as
not
Jalen.
shown up for a big game.
No.
Oh my God.
The biggest game he played in.
That's
he
we go to the next subject. If you feel like Jaden has not shown up for a big
played
game,
in, his fumble cost him the game, did it not?
No, absolutely not. There's no way you're gonna say a first half fumble cost him the game when he broke
How many
records
points they
as
lose
a
by?
quarterback.
How many points they lose
He
by?
broke records as a
How many
quarterback in
points
that
did they
game.
lose by?
Go back and watch the
How many
game.
points did they
Let's
lose
watch
by?
the game.
How many points did they
Let's
lose
watch
by?
the game.
Just answer the
They ain't gonna
question.
change that fumble.
They watch the game. It don't matter. They lost.
That turnover was key, bro.
It don't matter. They lost.
All
And then
turn-
he beat that team this year. So what? Patrick Mahomes trash because he beat
It
the
wasn't the
Chiefs.
Super Bowl.
Oh, so this
Talking about big
game wasn't the
games.
Super Bowl either.
No, we're talking about big games though.
This game ain't
That
Super
got
Bowl.
a big game
So the
coming up
game
this
against
week.
the Chiefs wasn't a big game.
No.
Okay.
Why?
This was a
No.
big game.
He
It was too
done.
early in the season.
His point is done.
It was too early in the season.
That's 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
He got a big game coming up this week. We'll see what he does.
Ain't no big game this week.
You think? I hope
Ain't
they
no
think
big
that
game
going
this
into
week.
it, so we can blow them out the water.
And
But
that'll
yeah,
be an upset if you do.
it will be. No, we favor. Actually, we favor. We favored it.
I know. That's what I like about
I
it.
lost to Brock
Dak is,
Purdy.
yeah, that is
People,
bad.
bro.
That is bad.
He did look
MVP
good in
Glock.
that game, though.
He lit him up.
He did.
Yeah,
They
man.
all
He
look
did
good,
look-
though.
yeah.
I was
Debo
more
looked
impressed with
amazing.
Debo. I was
Yes.
more impressed with Debo than anybody else.
He
Because
do that all
Debo,
the time, though.
He make them.
But I
go.
thought they
When
would
he's
see a little
healthy.
great too,
When
though.
he's healthy.
He did, but Debo had talked so much trash. You know, when the player talks that much trash,
You gotta back it up.
You key on that player.
Yep.
And he came out and did exactly what he said he was going to do. And
Tyreek
you
Hill.
can't
Tyreek Hill is
fault him.
dynamic. Like they're great receivers in the league, but I don't think that we've ever seen a player to do what Debo do.
You
No.
have
The
it's just
advantage,
his
the
injury.
advantage that he gives Shanahan, like where he's able to put him.
Yeah.
He can run the ball, he can pass it, shit, he can return a point. Like Debo is probably the best athlete we've seen.
He is.
To get contribution to a team.
I don't know about that statement, but I will say this about Debo. I don't think I've ever seen a wide receiver that you don't want to tackle.
He's the most unique player we've seen.
He's the most unique
by
wide
far.
receiver that we've ever seen.
He's the second most dynamic player in the league, I would say.
Yeah, after Tyreek.
After
Yeah.
Tyreek. And then
I would
third is
give him
Christian McCaffrey.
In the league,
In the league. Who
regardless
else?
of position.
Yes, who else? I'm talking about as far as on the offensive side of the ball.
No,
Well, look,
I think Jamar is up there.
I was just that was the name.
I think
that I was
Jamar
thinking,
is up there,
Chase.
bro.
I'm gonna go to this next topic. We overtime because of Shelton, but I'm gonna go to this next topic anyway. But I'm not gonna let you get away with this. I'm not gonna let
Eagles
him do
will be
shit.
back.
I'm not
That's
gonna
all
let him
that
do this
matters.
shit, Spike.
Eagles
'Cause I
will
know
be
what
back.
he's trying to
I know
do.
Jalen Hurts
The
will be back.
Eagles are the best team in the NFC.
They are.
They have the best record. It's
No,
not the 49ers.
they're the second best.
It's not the 49ers.
No,
So
if
I'm
you
not
beat
letting
if
you
you
do that, bro.
if you beat
Nope.
a team heads up, then you have the best team.
You gotta pick
that's
fucking
it.
logic, bro.
Is that
Which
not
one
it?
is it, bro?
I just gave it to you.
You keep flip-flopping.
That ain't flip. How is that flip flopping?
Be-
I still say the Eagles gonna
but
end
then
up
don't
on
talk
top.
about the Eagles record no more. Then
I still say the Eagles gonna end up on top. I still
You
say
can't
that.
talk about
But
is
to
it
beat
the
the man, you
record?
gotta beat
Which
the
one
man.
is it, bro?
Head to head matters more than anything.
Oh,
but
geez,
record,
you sound like the
you act
goddamn
like
committee.
it can't be both.
Until it's time for Florida State to get into the
It's gotta
finals
be
as an
both.
undefeated team.
It's gotta be both.
No.
It's gotta be.
I'm
If
sorry.
you
It's
beat
the
me head to
NFC.
head, then
It's
I
the
gotta
NFC.
give
I'm
you
not
your
letting you
props.
get away with this, bro. It's the NFC. It's the Eagles.
And
It's
I
the
watched
Eagles.
that game and they won handily.
Based
so
on what you said,
they're
best
number one.
record in the NFL, and that's what you hold your hand on.
Eagles will be as long as they be back in the end. As long as the Eagles the last one standing.
Shit. Kansas City. We talking about other teams losing.
Yeah.
They went out to the Green Bay Packers. But you know I don't necessarily like the framing of this question about their offense. But it doesn't look good. But is it over? Have we seen improvements? How do you guys feel now about their offense now that Rice is in the lineup?
I'm glad this is the next game that we're coming to. I said it last week. This game, and I'm gonna start with Green Bay. It was all about Jordan Love, and I said he didn't have to win, but he had to show and prove why he should be that next quarterback. He did even more than that. He actually won the damn game, and there were throws in this game that I've been talking about for the last 3 to 4 weeks, where I had questions even on with the people on this stage. What do you mean arm talent? We fucking saw it. Did you see the one where he almost stumbled? I don't know how he threw the thing sideways.
He's going off his back foot so
Yo,
much.
I've been saying it. He has arm talent. In the last 3 weeks, this man has 857 yards, 8 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Right? There was something that I think it was one of these pundits on one of these TV shows was talking about. He's starting to have command of the offense, and you're seeing it. And they're, week to week they add plays, they take out some plays, stuff like that. There was a play that their head coach, I'm bad with names, wanted to take away, and Jordan Love was like, nah, keep that one in there. Keep that one in there. We got it. And you're starting to see that he's playing with that confidence. So I got that out the way, right? The Cinderella story. I think Jordan Love is going to be their next quarterback. I'm not saying he's Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers, but the shit that he could do with his arm is elite. We'll see that if the mind and the arm can be one in unison. We're starting to see that happening. We're seeing that transition. When it comes to the Kansas City Chiefs, Cam, Pat Mahomes and his wide receivers, peep what I said, wide receiver, not Travis Kelce. Everybody else, they're not on the same page. There's nuance in the game. Sometimes, we all play Madden here, so we know that there's option routes, right? Depending on what the wide receiver sees, on what the defense is doing, and what the quarterback sees, you need to be in unison to make those adjustments to run the right route. I'm not saying that that's what's happening, but what I'm saying is sometimes there's certain routes you need to flatten. Sometimes you need to take it deep. Sometimes you need to straighten them out. Post routes, flat routes, curl routes, those type of things are nuanced things from the receiver's standpoint that he needs to understand that this is what I need to do in this situation. And even if I mess it up once and we go back to it, I'm not going to mess it up again. Prime example, I'll give you, it was like maybe.
I think I know what you're talking about. The play.
I'm not going to make an example
Okay.
of this game, but it was like 4 or 5 years ago. I was watching a breakdown of Drew Brees and Michael Thomas. It was like a 3rd and 20 something. And Michael Thomas ran the route a particular type of way to get the first down because quarterback and wide receiver are on the same page. None of these wide receivers are on the same page. None of these guys have enough talent. None of these guys have the awareness. And they're starting to make Pat Mahomes look bad. And we know it's not a Pat Mahomes thing. He's putting the money on. He's putting the ball on the money. He's making the plays as they need to unfold as the game is going. And the wide receivers are not making the nuanced adjustments, and that's a problem.
Yeah, that was one of the MVS didn't make
went
that
outside.
adjustment. That's the one I thought you were talking about.
But yes,
outside, he
Yep.
went inside.
yes, he went inside when he should have took it up because the safety was there.
Yep.
So those nuanced things, Ken, that is what's hurting them. Do they have a lack of talent on the outside? Yes. But we saw it for 2 straight weeks now. MVS with that drop, MVS with the non-adjustment of his route. Bruh, there's only but so much Pat can do.
I hate Scott Moore, bro.
Which one do you hate worse, him or MVS? 'Cause
MVS.
Either one of them.
MVS.
They're both bad. I never believe. First of all, what is so special about Sky Moore? Does he have Tyreek speed?
He got speed,
supposed to.
but he got.
He got no.
No, but that's what they sell him as.
No,
He don't got McCall Hardman speed.
He was supposed to be.
Big, but he ain't.
He was supposed to be the
just-
true value version
Yeah.
of them.
We just
Look-
never see it because he don't get the ball.
But look,
He never runs with the ball. We don't see it.
but we knew that he was going to take the top off, which is why they went and traded back from
supposed
McCall. But we come on, look.
supposed to.
What Kansas City thinks and what we see from the outside looking in is 2 different things, and we
Oh,
knew.
they know it now, though.
Yeah,
Well, they know it now.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I knew from beginning. I'm like, who the hell is this? He's not going to be that guy. And they just look. The first 2 rounds of this upcoming draft, they got to go wide out.
Yeah, they have
First
to.
2 rounds.
They have
First
to.
2 rounds.
And the thing about back to the Jordan Love point, I talked about in the chat, the wide receivers that he has.
Oh, yeah.
those guys are growing with him.
Yes.
and you can see the development
Yep.
and the confidence
Christian
in them
Watson.
too. Christian
Watson
Watson
good.
knows he belongs in this league. Romeo Doubs, when he's injury, getting over the injuries, he's starting to get comfortable. So he has those, and not just those 2. You see the other guys, the others are playing ball too. I don't know 18's name. I think it's he, number 11, the quicker guy. Them dudes is making plays for him. And you can see he just has a command of it. He doesn't mind spreading the ball around. He can hit anybody, and anybody's making tough catches over the middle. They all making plays when they needed to make plays. Now, they got to do a better job of closing these games out because you see what was the game before? Detroit that they beat? He let them back in that game. Kansas City came down to the end. That pass interference call that was clearly missed.
True. They should have called one on the pass.
Yeah.
Horrible. That man took a ride for free.
Did y'all see what Patrick Mahomes say though?
What did he say?
Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, I give them a lot of credit for this. They said, hey, they let them play, and we rather them let us play
Call it like that.
than take over the game. So they did not have they said, yeah, it was probably pass interference, but I'm glad he let them play. And I couldn't believe that those comments coming from the offensive side of the ball, that was
You know
They're
why,
speaking
though?
as champions, though. They're speaking to people who have won in this league and don't have to complain. And I feel like that they still, regardless of what we just said here, they still have the confidence that they can win. They know they're not going to be any worse than 4th in the playoffs because they're going to win that division, and they'll probably be the last of the division winners. So they get a home playoff game. They get it rolling after that home playoff game because no one's going to beat them that's below 4. Then you go somewhere like Miami or Baltimore. Would y'all bet against Patrick Mahomes?
That's not Patrick Mahomes, bro.
Yeah.
It's them others.
It's not right now. We're talking regular season. I'm talking about when we get to the playoffs, and it is more on Patrick Mahomes, and he got to go to Baltimore. He got to go to Miami. I still think he can win those games.
He can, but you know what though, Spike? Here's the thing: when you play quarterback, you need your guys to step up.
Yeah.
You do.
And we know Travis Kelce is going to step up, but these other people we just can't rely on to make the plays. And part of that press conference too, Shelton, and I agree with you, Spike. It is the confidence in Kelce and Mahomes. They expect to win. So it doesn't matter what happens throughout the course of the game. We expect to win.
we're not gonna
We
take
expect to win big.
The biggest thing that makes me mad about them, I'm gonna let you go, is the Pacheco part. I'd be like, what are y'all
Yeah,
doing?
they gotta run the
Pacheco
ball
in the
more.
second
Threw out,
freaking
didn't he?
half.
Didn't he get
He
threw
didn't
out?
get kicked out.
Yeah.
But they get away from the run so much in the second half. It's like
He was running the ball, too.
Yeah, he
He
always
liked the
does. And in the 3rd and 4th quarter, late in the games, they get away from that run, and I'm like, that's what shoots them in the foot every time. One play that was funny though, that I wish I meant to send y'all a picture of it though. But MVS fell, like he fell down, and the ball like stuck right here, like he hit him like in the
way he gonna
ribs.
catch it.
Yeah, he was not gonna catch that pass. But Patrick Mahomes hit him right here, like it was like he just like lucked up and caught that ball. I was like, man, that's a microcosm of what's happening. Patrick got to be so perfect that these guys, it can't be. It's got to be a no brainer because they are terrible. They are terrible.
First 2 rounds, wide receiver.
Got to be. You got to find your Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs. You got to.
I remember last year when Aaron Rodgers had those receivers.
Christian Watson. First pass he threw to him, he dropped.
And
First
I
pass.
remember, maybe it was you, Shelton. Maybe it was you, Spike. Because you an Aaron Rodgers hater.
I am.
Was saying, well, he needs to be working with those receivers.
He
to
should
make
have
them
got
better
it
and
early.
get
That
those
was
rights
me.
running.
That
It was me too.
Yeah, well, why the fuck ain't Patrick Mahomes doing the same fucking shit?
I was just about to say, I would think
He
the
could
culture.
be, though.
I would think the culture in KC with Andy Reid, with Patrick Mahomes, going into the playoffs. Another reason why I still have faith in them. They're gonna work on it. I don't think that we go.
So hold on. Let me dead all that right now.
It's not too late in the
let
season.
me dead all that
Bro,
right now. Pat Mahomes already does that, Ken.
Yeah, I
The
was gonna
problem is the wide
They need to
receiver.
do
It's
more.
not.
Yeah. Wait.
What do you mean more?
I'm not saying that he doesn't do it. In order to win the championship like they want to do, obviously, since we just said it, they're going to have to do more studying and more work.
But
if they
but
wanna
see,
learn
but see,
more.
here's the
no,
thing. Here's the
it's
thing
not
on
that.
though,
It's
Spike.
not that.
Their
It's not
issue-
that.
Their
That can be
issue.
taught, bro.
No.
It ain't a
see,
lack
listen.
of talent.
No, it is a lack of talent.
It is.
It is a lack of
Their
talent.
Their issue has not been timing in issues like that. Their issue is their hands. Them balls
Well,
are
it
here.
has been some
And
time
adjustments too. And
We was
adjustments.
just talking about them
That's
not right,
pause.
making the right reads.
And that was a rough one. Them balls right here.
Hey, man,
Them balls right here is crazy.
Wow.
Let's move on.
Jeez.
Spike turning this into After Dark. I'm just saying that I think the offense will look better since Rasheed Rice in the beginning of the thing. Andy Reid's getting too fucking cute.
Yeah.
And Andy
You
Reid
said it
is
when he
supposed to
did.
be one of the best coaches in the league. He needs to make this shit work. And so does Patrick Mahomes. He needs to make those guys better.
And I think he will.
No,
I don't
the-
know what he can do with them.
Yeah,
I don't know what else he can do.
Practice. It's
No,
NFL.
bro, he
does.
already does that.
It don't look like it.
It don't.
Because that's how trash they are.
Yeah.
Nah, y'all stop.
Yes.
Yeah, I
It
don't know.
is,
Yes.
man.
We gotta pick
MVS
one.
was the same thing with Green Bay.
All right, man.
It's a couple bad reads that could be fixed.
Look, there's a reason why MVS didn't go to New York.
Last question. Is it over for Jacksonville? Trevor Lawrence got hurt. Is it bad? Do we have an update?
He has
It's a sprained ankle.
Yeah, it's a high sprain.
looked
High ankle
worse than
sprain.
All right.
It did, but that's typically like 2 to 3 weeks, depending on the
So
person.
that said, it's looking like the Texans about to take this division.
Which is
Very
crazy
possible.
because if they had, they were first off, they were in command of that game last night, and they would have won had he.
Oh,
not got hurt,
100%.
Which would have put them in first place in the AFC. That's crazy. And I was asking Nick, like, Nick, what you think about that? Like, he talked about Trevor Lawrence being done, overrated, all this stuff. I was like, if they first in the AFC, ain't much you can say about him. So he would have had to owe Trevor an apology. So I hated to see him go down like that. He was really, really not happy.
Yeah,
I hate
it
it for him.
sucked, but go ahead.
I was gonna say, let's be honest. Trevor Lawrence is a top 5 quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
He's a top, like, between last year making the playoffs, winning a playoff game, and being an injury away from leading the AFC, he's a top 5 quarterback. We see the impact. We've seen that organization has turned around. He's a franchise quarterback. He's a top 5 quarterback. Injuries happen in the NFL. We'll see what happens. We'll see how long he's out. But at the end of the day, man, the Texans, it's crazy to say that they can win that division because they were the dumpster fire of the NFL last year.
I'm so happy for them.
I think it's crazy to say the Colts can win that division.
No, the Colts is not
They're
here, bro. Come on.
sneaking. They're sneaking around.
To win the
Colts-
division?
Yes.
Well, yes, bro. They
No,
got 7
I didn't say about playoffs, but the you think they're better than the Texans?
I don't, but I think
It's not
I
that
think they
they're
can win the
better.
division.
It's not that they're better. It's the fact that they have an opportunity. They ain't got to play the Texans.
I get you.
I think
they got to play the schedule out, but they have an
I
opportunity.
thought the Colts wouldn't win a game.
We thought the Colts were done.
to be honest with you.
But we're gonna get into some basketball stuff. But Spike, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
If Bryce Young was on the Texans, would they be leading the division right now in this position? You can say no, because we know the truth is no, because he ain't good.
I don't think that he would look as bad on the Texans as he looks on the Panthers.
I agree
They
with
wouldn't
that.
be leading the division. They have like 2 or 3 wins.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Panthers just a bad squad. Like
That's
they
a-
are.
that's
Like,
a awful
y'all said this earlier.
situation.
Thielen is his best receiver.
Bro, we
He's the 3rd receiver on every
You
other
got-
NFL team.
yeah.
Why we
Yeah,
keep
Ken.
letting this guy skate by, bro?
Yeah,
I got to
Ken.
see him with some talent.
Did we say that shit with Pickett?
Yes.
Kenny Pickett was leading the division at one point in this.
I
No, I'm
said
talking
that.
about last year when
I
Pickett
said that.
was a rookie.
Yes. I said they should have started Trubisky.
You can't ask me because I champion Pickett. You know I
People
think
saying
Pickett.
Pickett couldn't play, but you know, I'm just trying to say
I think
energy,
Pickett
bro.
good.
No,
You think Bryce Young would have the Texans in his?
No, I'm with you. They would not be doing what C.J. Stroud. But
Yeah, C.J. Stroud's good.
If you
legit.
remember when it was going on, I was saying how good C.J. Stroud was back then.
We saw it last year.
But Bryce, I
He
still
damn near
don't
beat
think
Georgia by itself.
Right, I still don't think, and that's why I don't understand why he was getting so much hate.
Bro, I don't know what you're seeing with Bryce Young. That guy
No, I'm just saying he's not as bad as they make
It
him
don't
out
look
to be.
right.
He's not
I will say
C.J.
that.
Stroud.
Like if you watch it, it don't look right.
But
Something
you know,
don't look right.
but when you're
don't look right.
But when your organizational, when your organization is as dysfunctional as the Panthers, bro, it don't matter how great you are, like it's going to be clouded.
Yeah.
You said the owner has been there 5 years, had 6 head coaches.
They had another one now. Right? Didn't they fire the coach?
That
This will be the
is
sixth.
the definition of instability.
Mm-hmm.
That is the definition of not having a culture. That is the definition of that. And I don't care how great you are, it's gonna be hard to shine through that.
And you traded away your best receiver to get the pick to get Bryce Young.
Exactly.
When you could have stayed pat or moved up and gotten in that
Stay,
second or
what?
third.
Who did they have a quarterback?
No, not they still
the
could have
draft.
drafted a quarterback and still been in the same
Just
position.
not
Is
move
what
up.
I'm saying.
Oh, it'd be sorry.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
they don't got no pick.
Not as sorry. Now you don't have a pick and you sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So and you're giving them the first pick this year. So it's a pretty rough situation to be in.
It's gonna be a tough road for Bryce Young.
It is. It's gonna be a tough road.
He might.
Yeah,
Depending on who they bring in.
and he's the roadblock.
I don't know who they.
I wouldn't want to
not.
be there. It's gonna be tough to
He need
hire
more
a
talent,
coach.
Ken.
All right, right. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay.
He makes certain throws though, Ken. And then too, I just think he'll be okay. I don't think
Can't talk anyway.
He's not
you're
gonna be-
even a Panthers fan. You left your you
I'm
left
a
that
Bryce-
whole team for the Eagles.
I make that clear. I'm not a David Tepper fan at all. So David Tepper can kiss my butt.
Well, speaking of, I don't even know how to segue into that because this definitely wasn't butt kicking that was going on between LeBron and Udoka.
Did y'all see the transcript of what was
Yes,
said?
sir.
Huh?
Yeah, so they got into a little bit of a tiff.
What y'all call it?
And
Spat.
what do y'all make of this situation?
All right, so to me, man, first and foremost, that the ref shouldn't have ejected Ime. Like that's not a ref thing, in my opinion.
You can't talk like that on the court.
What the fuck you mean?
Can they talk like that?
What
Kevin
do
Garnett?
you mean? What do you mean? Look,
Garnett.
as
They
nobody gets physical. Like LeBron wasn't in Ime's face talking about, oh yeah, this, that, and the third. Ime wasn't in his face. They was having a professional shit talking session.
That's not professional.
It's a
Calling them
professional.
bitch ass niggas not professional.
Hey,
Stop it.
You
What
think
y'all talking
Draymond
about?
ain't called nobody else that
He plays
Draymond
basketball.
did last game?
He not a coach though. That's what I'm saying.
Spike. Look, everybody that has a uniform or represents an organization that's on that court, has leeway to talk some shit. They all have leeway to talk some
You
shit.
can't call a grown man no bitch
Shit.
ass nigga, man.
So wait, hold on.
Crazy,
So
man.
you don't think that worse has been said
Yeah.
without a tech?
It should have. I mean, excuse me, I'm sure it has. But it just so happened that the ref was standing right there. It rubbed him the wrong way, bro.
Look, sitting out there.
Like was doing too much, man.
Look. The ref should have been, hey, y'all calm all that down. And then if they don't, tech them both up, and it is what it is. You know, but to kick Ime out, that.
Well, that was the second tech.
Oh, that was the second
That
tech?
was the second tech.
You should have given him a warning.
Tell me that ain't technical foul.
Okay, well, yeah, I get that.
In
That's
this league,
fine.
yes,
That's
but
fine.
it shouldn't be.
Had he shut up and not doubled down on it and called him soft too, like he called him a bitch ass nigga in the transcript twice,
Okay.
and then
More
said
than
you a
that, didn't
soft
he?
ass nigga. Like, come
Yeah.
on, bro,
Yeah, he
stop.
called- yeah.
Get out, like you go home, man. You're doing too much.
Yeah.
Nah.
Still mad because you lost your wife.
Nah.
Yeah.
If I was
He
LeBron,
could've-
Come on, now
if
you
I was
know he
LeBron,
read
that's
up.
what I would have told
He
him.
could have at least said something to him though, like, "Hey, y'all chill out."
Yeah, y'all chill out.
Nah, he's doing too. Like you can't. LeBron James is playing the game, and he's one of the best players in the game, and he deserves some sort of respect. And I'm sure the referee has that same sentiment. Bro, you can't be a coach over here for the fucking... Who does he coach? The Rockets?
Yeah,
Man, you
Rockets.
can't be calling LeBron James a bitch-ass nigga, bro. Like, what are we talking about?
First of all,
that's
not-
a tech.
not-
He
not-
That
made-
was a tech.
he made that far removed from the game, and I
Thank
think
you.
that's kind of what I think.
And they showed the clips of LeBron pissing on him
And
a
I
couple
was,
times,
when I
too,
saw
was
that, I
probably
said
what he was
LeBron
mad
done
about.
ate up a lot of people though. He done busted a lot of people.
But I'm sure Ime took
Pause.
that personal.
Yeah, he did.
Ate
LeBron
up a
played
lot of
against
people's
Darvin
crazy.
Ham. LeBron has been around the league for a very long time.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Spike, I agree. This is not a professional type of thing, but I think that the refs, especially now in today's NBA, have been too much of a part of the game.
Yeah, we shouldn't even go there.
Exactly.
Bro, okay, so let's do this. Let's say that wasn't LeBron and that was a wild card like Draymond Green.
Oh, Jeremy would have put him in the chokehold.
Now the ref is like, well, damn, why you didn't do nothing? He's choking Ime out on the sideline over here.
But the thing is, no, but like I said, like give him a warning. You saw the ref.
Yeah, he just called it like no. Yeah,
The ref heard, oh, the N-word?
And he called
Like no.
he called
Look,
911 on him.
as a referee, what your, in my opinion, what your job is supposed to be is you're supposed to let the game be as fluid as possible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shit talking is a major part of all professional sports.
That is the first time I've
man,
heard a
but
coach go
this,
that far.
This
though.
wasn't just shit talking. This is a lack of respect, though, man.
He said he was trying to send a message to his team. To back down to anybody.
Right.
That's crazy.
So you pick
That's
on the
not
biggest. You pick on
crazy.
the biggest one.
That's exactly.
it.
And
You pick on the
look,
bully.
the Houston Rockets, outside of the two people that they just signed, Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks, the rest of them dudes is young,
They're
bro.
kids.
Yeah, they youngsters.
Yeah.
So if the coach is trying to establish a culture and an identity, we don't back down. If I'm talking shit, what do I expect you to do? Go elbow
look,
this
wait.
dude.
All LeBron said was watch how you using that word.
Yeah, he said don't.
That's all. That's it.
He said
Don't
you're
use it
using
so
that too loosely.
And when we talking about respect for the game in NBA, like Ime should respect that. Like, bro, you making this personal. You coming at me like you got a problem with me personally. If you're trying to motivate your team, that's cool. Then do some yelling at the ref or whatever it be. But don't call me a bitch ass nigga and expect no reaction from me.
No,
like
no.
he should be glad that LeBron didn't overreact.
Look, 100%. But Ime's body language wasn't about overreaction.
It was a little tense though. He was a little tense, bro.
Ime was
He was a little drawn up. Like, I want you to do something. He was
That's a little bit.
He was not ready to throw no
He wanted
hands.
to
He
smoke.
wanted people a
He
little
wanted
bit.
to smoke. He been holding that in against LeBron for years, bro.
No, he wasn't.
He was a little ready.
Bro,
Now. I ain't
No,
gonna
he
lie. I
wasn't,
ain't gonna
man.
lie.
No, he wasn't. Look, at the end of the day, Ken, at the end of the day, and I'm not necessarily blaming the ref, but there are refs, Scott Foster, CP3, that have personal
yeah.
vendettas against each other. I don't know if y'all knew this. CP3 is 0-6 against Scott Foster in the
Yeah,
playoffs.
I've
I thought it
seen
was more
that
than
stat.
that.
I thought he is.
I said playoffs.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
That the NBA still put him on their games.
So to me, refs should not be able to control the game that much. In this instance, I understand that the words being used and it was a little disrespectful. But again, this is coming from a person that has played basketball their whole life. I've gotten into a lot of verbal altercations. Look, and I'm a short guy, so I have to make up a lot. You know what I'm saying? I have to be able to play mind games. And at the end of the day, in something like this, I watch the ref directly. He didn't say, hey, y'all chill out. A couple things was said, you out of here.
It was quick.
So to me, it's like, hey, man, y'all stop talking. Hey, clean this up. Come on. Inbound the ball. You know what I'm saying? Move the game along. Hey, come on.
So this has nothing to do with people not being afraid of LeBron.
So I also saw what people were saying, Skip Bayless, oh, this would never happen to Jordan, this, that, and the third. You know why it wouldn't happen to Jordan? Because everybody would have went upside the coach's head. It was a different era. You talk like that, then you get it, elbows, punches, everything, and then there's no technical fouls. There ain't no flagrant fouls. You shoot free throws or inbound the ball, and the game keep going.
Somebody on Ime team would have got hurt in Jordan era if he had said that to Jordan.
Yeah.
Like they
100%.
They 100% would have got hurt.
Yeah, there would have been multiple fights that
Facts.
game if that type of verbiage was happening. But in this era of basketball, now ain't no fights. And it's not even a disrespecting, in my opinion. It's just one of those things that you can get away with now for the most part.
Some people do think LeBron is soft.
Of course,
Right.
but he's a byproduct of the era. You can't tell me that if he
agree
didn't
with
play
I
in the
agree with you.
90s,
He would-
that he
I'm
wouldn't
not-
be as physical as that.
And notice I said some people. I'm not saying that he's soft. I don't think that, but I do think that Ime growing up in the era that we're talking about, that's my point. He let that emotion stare out versus being a coach.
And that's why Draymond stands out so much.
Yeah, 'cause he grew up that era.
Because he's not like this
Nah.
generation.
No.
Yeah.
You know, in general.
Yeah, and I agree. I agree with Shelton. Ime's not that far removed from playing NBA professional basketball. And again, those things, that type of conference, that is light. What LeBron and Ime, bro, that's light. Look, you talked about KG. Remember how Carmelo was looking for this man up the tunnel when he said, "Yo, white things like Honey Nut Cheerios"? That is worse than anything
Nah,
LeBron
worse-
and Ime went
He had
back
one
and forth with.
Charlie Villanueva. He told Charlie Villanueva he was a cancer.
It's cancer
survivor.
patient. Like, come on. This was light work.
Imagine somebody telling you that during the game.
You know, Charlie Villanueva ain't got no eyebrows, It's just so it looked like it's true. Man, KG was a legend.
Oh man.
Well, we have other legends, and there's one on one team, there's one developing, and there's one who's just wishing. Bradley Beal, Booker, and Kevin Durant, neither have played a game together. Is there any concern about chemistry as we move forward in the season? Because we're about to get into it.
Yeah. Isn't this eerily similar to the Brooklyn situation? I didn't even think about that till you just said that. Wow, that's crazy that they ain't play no games together.
And we went 6 weeks in? That's crazy.
It's still early enough, Ken, for them to play enough games to build that chemistry to get into the playoffs. They're good enough to make the playoffs. They have enough talent to make the playoffs. Is it going to be an issue? I always thought it was going to be an issue of fit. You know, can they get buckets? Yeah. Who going to get stops? Who going to do the dirty work? And that's still the question on the squad as I watch them play. You know, and D Book's been in and out. The consistent person has been KD. We know what KD gonna
The
do.
oldest person on the team.
We know what KD gonna do. If KD's healthy, he's gonna get you 27, 6, and 5. We know what KD's gonna do. D Book at this point in his career, we know what D Book. If D Book is on the court, bro, he's gonna give you 25 plus, and that's a light night. And he dropped it.
Now
Exactly.
his assist way up.
Yeah, because he
running
under,
point guard now.
he
Yeah,
understands.
he's having to play point, yeah.
He understands what he needs to do to make this team work. Bradley Beal is going to get buckets too, Ken. I think they'll be fine. I still think that James Jones needs to make another move. I don't know how they can. I don't know what the salary cap is. I haven't looked into it yet. It's still too early. But I think they need to make another move for that team to take that championship step, because I don't think they're a contender based off of their talent, but they're not a contender based off of how they're playing.
What do you think they need?
I think that they're what's his name? They got Nurkic, right?
Yeah, Nurkic and I like the center rotation. Nurkic
Decent
and,
at best.
Eubanks. I think
They don't have
he's a scorer.
They don't have a defender.
No, they don't.
That's their main issue.
Wing defender.
Or somebody that can protect the
Bill
paint.
gonna get cooked out there. Him and D Book.
You know, so they need a guy like PJ Washington. PJ, and I love him on podcasts. He says, "Do you know how hard it is to play 40 minutes and not shoot it?"
Tucker.
PJ Tucker. I said PJ Washington. PJ Tucker. Thank you. You know, I'm horrible with names. But PJ Tucker, he be on podcast saying, "Bro, do you know how hard it is to go guard KD 40 minutes a game and not take a shot?" They need guys of that mentality. They need guys like that, and they don't have enough of those guys. They have more of those guys, and that's my issue with Dallas. And Dallas is winning now too, but that's my issue. They were winning.
Yeah.
But that's my issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need those nitty gritty, dirty glue guys, and they don't have enough of those guys.
Yeah, no, because I remember when the season started, we kind of spotlighted Dallas. We were like, oh shit, Dallas. It looks like it's working now. It's just like they're getting close back to 500 again.
But Kyrie's been out too.
Yeah. I mean, how the hell you going to 30 to
30 to
nothing
run.
That's crazy.
and still lose?
Bruh.
They lost the game.
Yeah, they lost
I
that
did
game
not
in
know
OT.
that.
Yeah, they lost. They went on a 30-0 run in the fourth quarter and still lost.
I did not know they lost that game.
Yeah,
I
they
didn't
lost
even
that
look
game.
back to see.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I was just when I saw y'all put that in the chat, I was like, oh, they won that.
I did too. That's why I didn't look back.
But did you see that turnover? Lazy pass by Luka. It was the possession. I think to tie it back up to send it to OT. Luka inbounded it. Lazy pass. Luka needs to get better with details. He's getting away too much with talent, but it's the detail that's going to get him over the hump.
I think that was Kobe shit, right?
Yeah, details.
We got about 2 minutes left before we go into weekly picks and then Spike's power rankings.
Yes, sir.
But I do have a question. Halliburton.
Yes.
Hooping.
Telling you,
I know you said they couldn't make it work, Shelter, but golly, bro, they look crazy.
They're about to win the tournament.
You know why they look crazy?
They are?
Because they have historically the best offense and then the worst defense. So that shit evens out. Like you're not gonna beat the best teams like that.
I know, but Halliburton, man. Where like is he there yet? Because what he's doing now, like, is he ready to be talked about with the upper echelon of all these other players?
I think you
It
have
looks similar
to.
to the jump that your man in Oklahoma City made last year.
Shy.
Shy get it.
It looks similar to that.
That's a very good comparison because he's doing it both facets of the game. He's scoring the ball and he's getting the assists and getting his teammates involved.
On the other night.
It looks great to me. Once again, you do need to say, we do talk about the same thing. You got to have a well-rounded team with the defense and all that. But I love what he's doing.
Yeah, I'm just talking about his play, man. Like his play has been phenomenal. You know, this season, and he's putting numbers on the board
on
across
everybody
the board.
too. On everybody.
26, 12, and 4.
Yeah.
It don't matter who he's playing. 26-12.
Yep. And 4.
You know,
How many turnovers?
his assist to turnover ratio is like probably 4-1.
Like he was good last year. It feels like he's taking it up a notch this year. Yeah,
He is, especially with the scoring. So he's putting the ball in the hole
With
at a
the
tremendous
shooting.
rate. Yeah, tremendous rate.
Shooting. You know what, Ken? I definitely agree he's taking that step up. And this year I would love to see him in the playoffs because, again, that's the only way that you mature your game is the more playoff experience you have. I'm not putting that expectation on him this year, but Indiana has to do a better job of accumulating talent. And next year is where I'm really putting the onus on them to, hey, you got to be a playoff team.
So let me ask you this. Do you think it's going to help the Pacers, this in-season tournament that we all so confused about? They're about to win this. And then last game that they played, it was a lot against the Celtics. They beat the Celtics, high-intensity game. This can help those players prepare for playoff games, no?
I don't know yet because it's the first year of the in-season tournament. It has been a lot more intense. They have
Especially for
had
this time of year.
Yes, they've had playoff atmospheres for the most part. I think part of it is the point differential. I've heard pundits say they don't like it. Some people say they do like it.
They talk about changing it.
Yeah, they talk about changing it. I like it from the perspective of you got to play hard throughout the
You
whistle.
can't get blew out.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Out, still play.
Exactly. And if you are blowing somebody out, still go get
Still
points.
play.
Yeah.
So I like that aspect of it. But at the end of the day, it's still not playoffs because, yeah, they're playing for money, but it's not for the champion. This is not what you're playing for. Right. So there is still another gear, and for some players, 2 gears above this in-season tournament for them to reach to. So could it help? I don't know. I got to see. You got to give me a couple of seasons, Spike, to really make that evaluation. Because year one, I don't know. That's too tough to
5-1
tell.
assist to turnover ratio.
5-1.
5, yeah, I just seen that.
That's crazy.
That
Looking
is
at the
crazy.
Standings. How have the Pistons only won 2 games? That's
I don't know. I haven't watched enough Pistons games. I need to start watching to see what's
That
happening.
was just off the top of my head.
They
That's
just don't have the intensity, and that's what
2 games.
Williams been talking about. He said the team don't have the intensity and fighting
It's
attention
his job.
to detail.
What
I
are
know,
you talking
right?
about?
Yeah, I'm cutting some folks.
Yeah, yes and no. There's not enough veterans on that squad.
He got to be able to do something for you. Guys paid
I don't
coach in the
disagree.
league, bro. Like I need you to do something outside. Tell me, oh, it ain't enough intensity. Like,
I don't disagree, but there's a lot of young players on that team that haven't established themselves yet. Like we know Cade is the guy. We know that. Jalen Duren has stepped up his game. We've seen it. But who's there's no veteran presence on that team.
There is none, and they don't have a leader. Cade is a quiet guy. Too.
He is a quiet
So
guy.
you don't really have like an
rah-rah
outspoken
guy.
leader on that team to kind of galvanize
balance it.
everything. You don't have a Draymond Green to add some fire on the
Mm-hmm.
defense. Stewart was supposed to be that, but he's not yet. So they just don't have it as far as the veteran leadership. What's the Bogdanovich, whatever his name is? He's out.
Bogdanovich.
Real
Yeah.
quick, I know we got to move on, Ken. Your boy and them have lost 14 straight. Wemby?
Yeah, they
ugly.
fell off. They fell off.
It's ugly.
Jesus.
It's
Teams
ugly.
are trying to figure them out.
Same thing with them. They just don't have that identity. You got a bunch of guys that don't understand
How to play winning
how to
basketball.
play.
They got
winning
popped. That's
basketball.
no excuse.
14
It is not.
straight.
They don't know how to play with each other. They just don't know.
Nah, bro.
Ain't look this bad.
14 straight is crazy.
Oh,
With generational talent,
This bad.
with generational talent,
It's
true.
You're right. He's not that.
Well,
big.
first of all, Wemby don't look that bad.
14 straight is crazy, FIFO.
I understand. Look, you can't really judge rookies by wins and losses. Look at their stats. Look at their stats. Number one, number two. Let's be honest. That Cleveland squad wasn't necessarily the best squad in the world, but they had some talent. Ricky Davis was talented. Carlos Boozer was talented. Darius Miles was talented. There was a lot of talent on that squad.
I mean, but when we first came in here, y'all were telling me the other guys on that team could hoop, though. Y'all said,
can.
Y'all said,
Yeah,
see?
but we didn't say that they was
No,
talented.
14
if
straight
you-
is crazy.
No,
But
if
we
you
didn't
go
say they
back-
was talented.
No, I said they were talented.
Y'all
I
said
did.
they could.
Okay.
But if you go
That's
back to
his
what
word.
I said, you remember
Y'all
what
said
I?
they could.
No, that was my words. I didn't say they was gonna win. I didn't say they was gonna win. What I said was.
We're
You're right.
averaging 19.
No, all I said
averaging
was
19 and 10.
All I said was they didn't know how they wouldn't get in the ball like they should. And Pops need to do something about that to make sure that they
19
get in
and
the
10
ball.
is elite.
Yeah, those guys, Vassell and Johnson think they the man, and I said that in the beginning.
Why you made that face?
Nah, he said elite. Go.
That is elite.
Bro,
Elite for a rookie. I'm not saying elite in the NBA. Elite for a rookie. 19 and 10.
This man's like 11 feet tall. Bro.
That's elite.
19 and 10.
He's barely averaging 10 rebounds a game.
All right, man. NFL 2023 and 24 weekly picks, man. Ken is leading the pack at 30 and 24. Sheldon has tied him at 30
So
and 24.
he ain't leading the
as
pack
well.
then?
Yeah, he's leading the pack because you pick the Eagles all the time.
That's how he caught up to him.
It was.
It
Picking
was
the
all
Eagles.
the Eagle picks.
It
yeah.
was.
That's it.
FIFO is second at 28 and 22.
Man, y'all gotta count them four, bro.
But you got to talk to,
gotta talk to
the
Nick.
commissioner.
Talk to Nick about that.
Okay, I'm gonna text him.
I'm 26 and 28, and Nick is 25.
The
and
four are in there.
24.
They got to be in there, FIFO.
FIFO is at
Are they?
50. No,
Yeah,
because
'cause you-
FIFO is
you
at
right.
No,
30
right.
and 28.
Yeah,
They're in
yeah,
there.
they're in there. They're in there. They're in there.
No. FIFO is 28 and 22.
Okay, this is wrong. This is me.
Okay.
Oh, I'm 28 and 22.
So
Yes, sir.
Spike is 26 and 28.
When are y'all 26 to me?
Got you. So I'm 28 and
just
22.
me and FIFO's a switched up.
Bet. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
Spike is on the losing.
I'm about to
side.
say that. That
You got-
would
you
look
gotta
like
keep
me.
saying it, Sheldon.
Under 500.
I'm sorry.
Me?
Keep saying it.
Under 5. Come on, man. I'm 24/7, man. What
So
you
who
talking
all
about?
under 500? Oh, just
Relax.
Just
Week
Spike it.
14 picks. Week 14 picks. That's what we're going to do.
Spike. We're going to do a power
right.
rankings.
We're going to do a picks power rank.
And this is the guy that's giving you this man under 500. He ranking the power.
Yes. That's how it works.
He over there doing that.
First
algebra.
game, fellas. Green Bay and New York Giants. I have no reason why we're picking this game.
I don't know either.
This
I
is
don't know.
crazy.
It's because it's the Giants. And
Yeah.
This is a
This
Nick
is
pick.
crazy.
This is a Nick pick.
Yeah, like this.
Because nobody care about any one of these damn things.
I thought that
Outside of
when I
Green
was
Bay
looking
and
at
New
it, I was
York,
like, what
Why
in
would
the
we
world?
pick
Why are we
this?
talking about the Giants?
I'm glad Jordan Love is playing better because he got by for a couple of weeks playing like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
You
he's
know,
back.
but now he's playing better. So
It's a
He
4-week
played,
stretch.
he played 2 tough games. Now he get a couple easy games.
But he still be closing his eyes and throwing that football up, bro.
You think so?
Man,
He
he got
be
away with a
doing
lot
some
of shit,
prayers.
bro.
He be doing some prayers.
Hey, that pass, I know exactly the pass you talking about. That Romeo Dawes
Yeah,
pass.
he just threw that shit up, bro.
It was 4th down, too.
We don't even got to go around the room on this. It's a
Clean sweep.
sweep. Everybody
surprised.
picked Green Bay. Exactly. I don't even know why we picked this. Next, game of the week, possibly game of the year. Philadelphia versus Dallas.
That's easy.
At Dallas.
Definitely not game of the year.
This is game of the year. This is the biggest game of the year in the
it.
NFL. It's for the first seed in the NFC. FIFO,
No, it's
Mr. Not Game of the Year. Who you
It's
got?
not first seed.
I took the Cowboys. I
Yeah,
took the
you heard
Cowboys.
him. You heard him correctly.
Cowboys.
Ken, who you got?
Eagles.
Ken didn't know.
Sheldon, who you got?
You know exactly who I got.
Cowboys.
You know they playing.
I myself am taking Dallas as well.
Why?
That's because they're gonna win.
Yeah, I got a bounce back win for the Eagles.
That look about right.
Now we don't lose at home.
Ain't but one losing record up there.
Next game. Buffalo 6-6. Man, they going to KC.
This is a tough
kind of a
one,
must
bro.
win for both of these.
It is.
Sheldon, who you got? KC or Buffalo?
You said they're going to Kansas City, right? I
At
got Kansas
Kansas
City.
Must win. 6-6. Buffalo need this to stay in the playoffs.
Kansas City needed to stay in that race for the first seed, which they're gonna need.
They ain't got to worry about losing that division.
Not the division. I'm talking about the first seed in the AFC.
Oh, that's over. That's over for that. Yeah, it's over for that.
Why you say that?
Because the Dolphins and the Ravens,
They still got a shot though.
I don't think so.
I think they only one game out.
Yeah, you talking about the number one seed in the bye?
Yeah.
I think Dolphins and the Ravens are fighting for that. Kansas City could possibly get it, but it ain't likely.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They still got a shot though.
Mathematically, they still in
Yeah,
it.
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Who you got?
Kansas City.
Buffalo. Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Chiefs.
Bounce back win, Kansas City.
I also took Kansas City.
That's tough for Buffalo, man.
See what did Nick
What did
take?
Nick take?
Buffalo.
He picked Kansas City. Can you pick?
Oh, you
Buffalo?
put Buffalo?
Did I?
Ooh.
All right, Doc. Doc like that.
Did you, kid?
So are you sticking with Buffalo? He did. Oh, he didn't. Okay.
Who picked Buffalo? Did somebody pick Buffalo?
Hey, we got a sweep.
You trying to get your way in? Okay.
You should have put your
got
pitch
you.
up there.
That
And
Yeah,
just
we
did
gotta
it.
have producer picks. next
Producer
time.
picks next
Yeah.
time. All right, the last pick. Seattle coming off a heartbreaking loss to Dallas versus San Francisco, who completely pounded Philadelphia last week.
Pause.
For a number of reasons.
I want to see what anybody catch that kid. Who you got?
I went with San Fran, but I'm having second thoughts now.
Why?
I'm
with
gonna
you,
still
kid.
go with San Fran, only because maybe that was coming off an emotional high.
It was. I was thinking the same thing.
Could be a letdown, but I think the Seahawks and a real Geno here, so I think they'll still kind of struggle with putting points on the board. So
Sheldon, who you got?
I got San Fran, but for the same reasons he said, I thought the same thing. And the fact that Seattle really had a shot last week, they were the better team on the field last week. So
Oh, stop.
coming out this week, they should.
Better team on which field? Did they play 2 games?
They played Dallas.
Was it a junior pro game going on somewhere that I missed? Who you got? Who you got, people?
49ers.
49ers to me as well.
damn, we all
Sweep?
Yeah.
So watch them lose.
This is a sweep Sunday. I mean,
It
sweep.
is. The thing about the Seahawks, this is what concerns me. Is K9 back? And even if he is,
I ain't seen him.
he's not 100%. If he is going to be back, I'm not sure if he's going to be back this week. But even if he is, he's not going to be 100%. And they are run heavy. They
It
need
would
to
have
be.
hurt Dallas if he had a bit of
100%. Charbonnet hasn't taken that jump. I have him in fantasy. Hasn't taken that jump. DK Metcalf is too volatile, and Geno is pedestrian, extremely pedestrian. And then that defense isn't necessarily special. So to me, when I look at all phases of the game, the 49ers are better across all phases of the game. I feel you can on the emotional win over the Eagles, but let's be honest, Kyle Shanahan's offense starts with the run game, and the run game travels, and defense travels. And if those two things is traveling, they better than the Seahawks.
Only thing I'm scared of, division game. The Seahawks always play them tough.
They do, but
Thankfully, it's in San Francisco, so I think they'll win it.
yeah, I don't
Want San
think
Francisco to win?
I don't want San Francisco to win, but I think they will.
Seahawks have enough bullets.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, Lockett got to play the game of his life too, and Lockett did not look good in that
That ain't
last
gonna
game,
happen.
which
It's
is
over,
crazy.
Yeah.
Them days is over with, bro.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. Yeah.
What?
That's
Did,
All right,
did we
those-
pick a game last week? All of us picked, and we missed it. The last time we picked the game together,
Last week, everybody picked Kansas City over
Kansas City on Green Bay. That's what I thought. I thought we all picked one game together.
Yeah.
The last couple times we all were unanimous. We
When I don't know why. When I saw that game was in Green Bay, it made sense to
It
me.
did.
I was
100%.
like,
And as they started balling, I was like, they ain't gonna win this.
But I guess now, power ranking.
Yes, sir. Great power ranking.
Let's see how
man.
trash this is.
this
Let me get my review.
I
hat
love
on.
the groans. I love it. Let y'all know
Get
this
my
is
review hat
conversation
on. Let's
piece.
see how trash this
All right,
is.
starting at number 5. Am I starting from the top or the bottom, Jay?
Bottom.
Pause.
I reveal when you're done.
Okay. Number 5 is Baltimore at 9-3. Number 4 is Philly. I don't know what they. I'm not even sure what their record is. I don't even know why I got them here, but number 4 is Philly. Number 3 is Miami.
Hold on, Spike.
The team Philly beat.
You think you can guess who your 1 and 2 is? In what order?
The team that
2 is
Philly
Cowboys. And number 1 is 49ers.
What do you say?
Cowboys got to be number 1.
Nah. He can't be that delusional.
beat. He is that delusional.
He's a Cowboy fan.
Yeah. You put
See,
Miami
Spike, I
over-
might be giving you too much credit, bro.
FIFO, don't go out against you. You know me.
Yeah, see, I knew I was right. He can't be that delusional now.
Yeah, that's
They beat our ass.
yeah.
I ain't gonna. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
football still, even though I'm a Cowboys fan.
Where are the Lions?
Who?
Okay.
The
Top
Detroit-
5?
the Detroit Lions? Are we talking? We thinking about?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, B. I know you ain't here with the face now, but no. I still don't believe in the Lions.
This is respectable. I mess with. Let me ask you
What
this.
would you
though.
swap?
Why do you have the Dolphins over the Eagles?
And they beat the Dolphins.
Well, it's later in the season, and the Dolphins' offense looks a lot better than the Eagles. And the Dolphins rolled.
They scored
the
70
Dolphins-
points in the
He
game.
hit you with that college football
Yeah.
analysis right there.
Yeah.
The Dolphins' road to the Super Bowl also looks a lot easier than the Eagles.
How can you have San Francisco? I mean, the Cowboys over the Eagles.
Well, the Eagles suck. They just got their ass kicked on national TV. Where would they? They lucky they made number 4.
Now you said San
What you talking
Francisco.
about?
San Francisco. Once again, I don't
Yeah.
mind because they beat the 2 teams that are behind them.
Okay.
But the Eagles beat the 2 teams ahead of
Yeah,
them.
earlier in the season, like college football, like you said. I'm not sure that would happen now, especially if they had to go to Miami or they got to go to Dallas this week.
Right.
If they got to go to Dallas this week, then I may have to take that back. But they got to win in Dallas.
Bro, it was so bad for the Eagles. They went and got Shaquille Leonard, bro.
Yeah.
Shaquille
They
Leonard
had
washed.
to go get.
South Carolina State
Washed.
University, baby. That's my.
You said
my
he
alumni.
I
washed?
think he watched.
Spike,
That ain't gonna help y'all.
Y'all wanted him?
Spike, I do agree with Shelton. I think 2 and 4 should switch. Because
You think the Cowboys are 4th?
yes, because here's the thing. Cowboys.
After the Eagles got beat 42-19,
Who
Yes.
you would put
beaten
them
with
at
a winning
second.
record?
Yes, I'm still putting them in that second because
crazy.
they do have still the best record in the NFL. That's number 1. And they have played and beat, in my opinion, better teams than the Cowboys have. Cowboys have a prove it week this week, in my opinion. So can they be number 2? Yes, but I don't think they're number 2 right now.
The Cowboys have beat 1 team with a winning record, and that's the Seahawks at 6-5.
I
So
knew you was gonna
I
come
can't
in with
say
that
much
stat.
about that. I
After
mean,
this
they win the
week-
games
after
they're
this week,
supposed
it'll
to
be
win.
2 teams.
It'll be 2 if they win. Yes,
When they win this week.
which they won't.
I could even make an argument Dallas should be at number 5 and Baltimore could be
Nah,
over
I
them.
agree with that.
Stop,
I agree
stop.
with that even more.
Look, look, look.
Because
I don't trust
beat-
Baltimore's defense.
I don't disagree. I just said I could make an argument.
I mean the offense, excuse me. I don't trust the offense.
I'm just saying I could make an argument. I don't necessarily think that that's where they should be, but I definitely think Cowboys should be 4, Eagles 2. I'm cool with the Dolphins at 3.
Of course.
So you think the Cowboys would be?
Yes. Yes, I do.
He thinks the Cowboys will beat anybody.
Anything. I don't know why you
Do,
asking
do
me
you
that.
think? Do you think today the Cowboys could beat the 49ers?
I think they could beat them in the playoffs. I'm not sure if they could.
Why
beat
could they? Why do you think in the playoffs but not
The
regular
same
season?
Cowboys team that play in the
yeah,
playoffs every year.
Yeah, I think that McCarthy will have a better game plan than he had that first game.
Mike McCarthy, you putting your faith in Mike McCarthy?
Yes, he's looked a lot since that game. He's looked a lot better in play calling. He's looked a lot better in how fluid the offense has been. He's ran the ball. I think that since that game, he's looked a lot better. So I would trust that he would call a much better game than he did. Like the game plan that they went into for the 49ers with that first time, it was terrible.
Yeah, that game
That
plan
was- the
went out
game
the
plan
window when they
was
got punched in the mouth.
trash.
Y'all really did look like Aaron.
We look
Smith,
like y'all look this
Terrence
week.
Crawford.
Yeah, we look like the Eagles look this week. That's how we looked.
All right, man. Then we get into these super chats, and we'll call it a night. Let's see here. We got a members chat from Rob, who said that Eagles are 2 L's from Shelton becoming a Texan fan.
Rob, you funny, man.
Rob
Rob, you funny.
Let's see. Can't pick one, Grambling or Southern.
That's easy.
I'm going Grambling.
I'm going Grambling too. That's a good one. You know why I pick? Why you pick
Why would you
Grambling?
pick Grambling?
That's the name all I heard growing up.
Growing up, that's exactly why I said it.
Jr.
That's
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
why I said it. That's
That game
it.
used to be on TV every Thanksgiving.
Now Southern boy, ooh, they used to have the baddest squads.
Long live Kevin Samuels. We need an NFL-style playoff for college football. I'm tired of this beauty pageant that has been playing the sports for decades. Florida State 34, UGA 20.
That's
I'm
not
with
going
that,
to
bro.
be the score. That is not going to
But
be
that's not going to happen with that. With Rotamaker.
No.
Sound like a goddamn ice.
UGA about to blow them boys out.
out of
Yeah,
the
they
water.
bad too.
Out of the water.
They pissed. Now that quarterback is good. Carson Beck. He ain't worth
Nah,
a
he
damn.
not.
He better than the Florida State quarterback.
But he'll be better than the backup that's in there for sure.
Yeah.
So Jordan Travis wouldn't have been healed by the time the national championship came around?
No, that leg.
It was that bad? Okay.
That leg was bad.
Yeah. All right, we them boys. They trying to give the MVP award to Purdy, insanity. Give that award to Debo and Trent Williams.
Honestly, my MVP at this moment should be Tyreek.
I agree with that.
And the only reason I say that is Tyreek is gonna probably go over 2,000 yards. this
If
year.
not MVP, at least Offensive Player of the Year.
Yes.
Jesus.
And I'm glad you brought him up real quick. I'm going to say this. Tyreek Hill is the best wide receiver in the NFL right now.
Yes. We've been on that train, too.
Best wide receiver.
Remember Nick didn't even have him in his top 10?
Nope. Top 10.
Insane.
Oh, that's crazy. God Trill, I'm convinced Ken don't like black people. Ken might be on watch.
God, you might be on to something, boy.
Sheldon always try to use that line, too, man.
I can't
Anytime you say
because I
that,
know where he comes from.
No, stop.
So
you use it
to
on
be
me,
where
too.
he is,
I just be calling it like I see it, bro.
Right.
That's all it is.
Mississippi Ken be coming out. Boy.
TJS, it's funny y'all say Hurts suck soon as they lose, but he just came back against the Bills and had 5 touchdowns, only his 3rd loss, last 30 games, can't win it all.
There you
They
go,
always go to the
TJ.
can't
Sound
win
like
it
an
all
Eagles
thing when
fan.
they
There you
lose.
go.
Sound like an
Yeah.
Eagles fan.
There you go.
Him extra Eagles fan, guess what he said?
What do you say?
Can't win every game.
It's a cliche, bro. When the
Hey,
cliche
man.
folks show up, bro.
Shut up.
It's how you
It's-
respond.
it's-
Q's don't
you-
lose.
you know
long-
you're in trouble,
As long
bro.
as he respond.
Please.
He tried. But
And that's crazy though. Yeah, but that is crazy. You have to admit it, Spike. I want Spike to admit this.
What?
3 losses in 30 games.
Hey, it happens like that when you play on a fantastic football team.
So you said
And
that
all you
y'all-
got to do is manage.
So you saying that y'all only playing teams with losing records and winning is not how it happened?
Oh, we got to play who in front of us.
Okay. That's a good answer.
Oh, my God.
We do too. Especially the playoffs.
let's see. Where am I at here? Sorry, my apologies. Let's see. But, I've been saying Hurts been
Hurts been
average
mid
all
since he
year.
got
This ain't
benched.
new.
I've been saying it since he got benched at Alabama.
Yeah, this ain't new.
Been
What are y'all
mid since
talking-
then, right?
Bro, he was, never mind. This ain't about Purdy. Hurts. Hurts beat the Cowboys, Chiefs, and Bills. Now they lose. He ain't shit. He ain't
He hasn't been shit before
Cowboys,
then.
Chiefs, and
It
Bills.
didn't take him
Huh?
losing. It didn't take none of that. Like, he wasn't shit before
Cowboys,
then.
Chiefs, Bills.
That's all because those teams had
tough run.
horrible second halves.
I remember Nick saying, Nick ain't here to defend himself, but he did say they was going to win 2 out of the next 6 games.
The Eagles.
Yeah, and they won like 4. They 4-1 in those games.
Well, always bet against Nick. When was Dak in the Super Bowl? I can't remember.
Where are the Eagles fan coming from tonight? Like, are they
Hey,
where's this
Godfield.
coming
Hey,
from?
man, I appreciate y'all coming out tonight, man. I appreciate
Thank
it.
y'all for contributing to the show.
Shelton don't appreciate
let's
y'all.
Let's talk about Dak in the second round. He only been there once.
How about we talk about the fact that Shelton came in 49ers colors today?
Man, look, hey,
How about that?
my clothes all dirty. This is the first thing. Man, this the only thing I can reach because all my clothes dirty.
Okay. All right.
This is the only thing I can find
The red and black was crazy.
that was clean. This is the only thing I can find that was clean. This is not 49ers red and gold.
Hey, y'all, what current under-the-radar NFL vets have a chance for a gold jacket? In my opinion, Mike Evans should be a lock
Yes.
for the Hall of Fame.
He is.
Yes.
Mike Evans should
The
be.
receiver for
Shout
the
out-
Bucs.
Yes.
Shout out to Mike Evans.
Wow.
Mike Evans
Ken.
has.
Y'all
Yes.
Yes.
crazy.
Let me tell
Yes.
you, Mike Evans just set a record. He's topped 1,000 yards 10 straight years.
Yes. And
That's
just
amazing.
and just think about how up and down the quarterback play has been for him. Yes, he should be a Hall of Fame. Yes.
Ten
A lot.
Look
straight
at the
years?
numbers.
Y'all,
Look
10
at the
straight
numbers.
years. He's the only one who can talk about that because ain't nobody else
Y'all
say
said
they
like
did that.
eventually, right? He had the first battle.
No,
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be first.
for me.
I don't know if he'll be a first
That's
ballot.
consistency.
I don't know if he'll be a first ballot, but he's definitely a Hall of Famer.
That's crazy.
And he, in my opinion, he should be a lock for a Hall of Famer.
I don't have an answer to that under the radar. Maybe I would go defense. I would go with any one of those receivers because the numbers are skewed. Like the numbers that these receivers have now, they get a lot more opportunity than older receivers. So they're going to judge them a lot harshly. A lot more harshly.
I don't agree.
Derrick Henry would be my pick.
But that's not
under the
underrated.
radar. I was thinking Trent Williams, but he's not under the radar. This is under the radar.
Oh, okay.
So Mike Evans is probably the greatest example of under the radar. Like I said, he set a record and nobody even knew it.
He got a ring, but still.
Oh, he did get a ring with 10. Oh, okay. Now I forgot about that. He did.
The resume gonna look all right.
All right, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
A
forgot the
1,000
ring
plus
with Tom
yards
Brady.
receiving every year for 10 years straight.
Keenan Allen probably did that.
Who? Nobody did.
Keenan Allen ain't done that.
When he got healthy,
nobody.
Keenan Allen would stay hurt, bro.
He would have been if he had been
Kill
healthy.
my fantasy team. I just like. Anyway, okay, fine. Jordan Love is a top 10 in this league right now. See, every time
He's creeping
y'all
up,
just
but he's not
can't-
there
That
yet.
ain't
Just
saying
let a
much.
guy have a good run.
That ain't really saying much though, because it ain't
Yeah,
10, it
that's
ain't 10
like
good
you
quarterbacks
said. That's
in the
what
league.
he said. Yeah,
It ain't 10 good quarterbacks.
It's not 10.
Is he better than
Dak
Dak?
is 12.
They on the same tier.
Right now, today, yeah.
Same tier.
But
like
but
if you
but
told
he
me
has more
tomorrow,
headway though.
Hold on, let me see.
Jordan Love has more headway.
Yeah, if you told me tomorrow, hey man, we trade Dak for Jordan Love, I would be like, cool.
Yeah, Jordan Love has more upside.
Y'all
He's
know
not
that
what
Dak is gonna be the
right
highest paid player in the league next year.
now. I can see that.
Let me see. 10.
That's gonna be fucking crazy. Man.
I can see that.
I'm preparing myself. For
He deserves it.
Shut up. Shut up, man. Dak is gonna be the highest paid player in the league, and we gotta pay
Yeah,
Michael
I guess-
Parsons and
CD.
You know what? I take that back. I guess by
See-
default, yeah, he probably is 10.
yeah, I would
Yeah,
say
I mean, because
Oh, yeah.
these quarterbacks are trash.
That's it. Yeah.
trash.
Yeah,
It's,
so,
it's nothing there.
so yeah.
That used to mean something, boy.
They
It used
gonna
to be-
change some rules.
To be in the top 10.
Some rules or something are gonna change as far as the quarterbacks and them getting hurt or
What
not.
else can they change?
They gonna do something, bro. Because
I got a question for y'all. Let me get through these other ones because I didn't get a chance to read the article. Well, maybe y'all did. Tweets open doors. I hate the Chiefs, but keep it 100. The refs screwed the game at the end. We need AI refs in the NFL. I'm with that.
You know what it made me think when I saw those blown calls. Those need to be able to be challenged.
They used to have that, didn't they?
No, not pass interference. There's certain calls you cannot
Judgment
challenge.
calls you can't make.
Yeah,
You
but
can't challenge judgment
but
calls.
pass interference you should be able to throw in the last 2 minutes of the game, last 5 minutes of the game, something like that, something that could decide the game. You should be able to challenge that, bro.
I agree. Last two, Monty Williams is destroying the youth confidence. I agree with that. And Flavian, LaMelo was taking a leap like Tyrese, but injuries.
That's true.
Yeah,
He was.
If you
he was
look,
balling.
Yeah, he's been playing well. He's
it was a
been numbers.
stretch of games where he was like 28, 8,
crazy.
and 6 or something ridiculous.
He's
Miller
what,
doing
they,
well,
what, they, what they were trying to tell us Lonzo was going to be.
Is Miller doing good? Too?
I never thought Lonzo was going to be a scorer.
No, he's not doing bad at all. He's
That's what I wanted
balling.
to ask. How is DeAndre Ayton doing in Portland? Trash.
He's doing about he's not doing trash. He's doing
Is he in the league?
he doing
They kick Scoop out of
he
the
doing
league.
19 and 10. 8.
Oh, I was gonna say not Scoop.
Who had one good game?
No,
He did.
No, I'm talking about 8 is 19 and 10. Literally, probably.
Okay,
Let me see.
so the reason why I'm saying trash is because a lot like Jordan Poole, you were the third or fourth or fifth option, and now you're number one or number two, and you either doing the same or worse. And DeAndre ain't supposed to take a step up.
I
He
was
hasn't done
wondering
that.
would he do that there? Like would he take the team over and be like, okay, I'm gonna do
He
it?
was a number one
he
overall
averaging
pick.
12 and
He
11.
should have.
That's crazy.
He's averaging 12 and 11.
Who? Scoop?
12 and 11?
No, 8.
Aiton?
That's crazy.
Yeah, that trash.
That's crazy.
trash.
That's trash.
Look,
He's the 5th leading scorer on that team.
yeah. See, come on.
Well, you got Jeremy Grant.
I don't want
it.
I don't want
He
to.
shouldn't be.
Shelton,
Brogdon.
number one
He should average 20
overall
and 10.
pick.
Like,
Yes.
no problem at all.
But FIFO, you know this for yourself. He's a center, and if these guys ain't getting him the ball like that, what
You,
can he do?
you know what? Look.
He getting garbage back.
If
That's
Shaq,
who he is.
if Shaq was on here,
He ain't Shaq.
I'm not saying that he's Shaq. That's not what I'm saying. But if Shaq was on this telecast, he would say, "Hey, big fella, go down there, put your hand up, and say I got some barbecue chicken, and give me the damn ball." At the end of the day, look, Shelton, when a big man has an advantage. The big man got to talk big shit. Yeah. And he got to talk
He
shit
gotta
to the
carry
coach.
himself like the big man.
He got to talk to the guards. Hey, what the hell y'all do? Give me the damn ball. And he's not doing. You know what the problem is with his? He's too damn passive, and he's a microcosm of what a lot of this generation is. You talented. You're the number 1 overall pick. You think the shit is supposed to come to you? You think shit is sweet? Go out there and get it, man.
Quick, to that point, did you see Louisville's coach? Louisville's coach came out, and there was a kid that plays for them. He refused to go out and play because they didn't have the type of
You saw him say that.
the type of tights that he wears under his shorts. So he refused to go out and play. And the coach said, we've never had those tights before. This is the first time that he asked us for them. And since we didn't have them, scholarship player.
He went out and played. He
refused to
eventually
go
went
and
out,
play.
but
He didn't go out the first half. He went out
Off
the second
the
half.
team, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
But that's the generation that we
hit the
dealing
transfer portal, my boy.
Yep. Yep. Like Dion's
Coach you.
girlfriend.
You know what?
She decommitted too.
with. I'm out.
You know whose voice rings in my head when I be listening to all it. Who was the San Francisco head coach that used to be Mike Singletary?
Yeah.
Can't win with him.
Can't use him. Don't need him.
Get him.
Get out of the locker room.
Get him out of here. Yo, K. And you know what's the crazy thing? Think about how long it's been since I coached basketball. And remember, I was telling y'all back then that I started to experience this that we're seeing at a major level back then. And I was just coaching AAU basketball. Bro, these kids really don't understand the value of getting it out the mud. They expect for you to just give it to them. And it's like, no, nobody's gonna give you a win. You gotta go take it. Like, there's a lot, it's frustrating. And in all honesty, I've always said that I have a passion for coaching, and I would get back into AAU, but I don't know if I would go a higher level than that. The only thing, and I know this sounds crazy as fuck, the only thing that would drive me would be the money. Because dealing with the personalities and the entitlement of these kids, you have to pay me big money for that.
Yeah, I got two more that I skipped, and we'll call it a show. SEC EPN ruining college football. I feel that, bro.
And they take it. They doing more SEC games next year. ABC bought.
Well, all SEC is about to be watered down as hell because everybody coming to the SEC.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Texas,
that ain't gonna mean nothing.
Oklahoma.
Yep. So anyway, last one. Did this game prove the Eagles do not have the best roster in the league, like Spike has claimed to discredit their wins all season? Clearly, they don't.
Yeah.
They said we got the best roster in the league. What are you talking about?
49ers do, man.
And they just added.
Anybody else?
They just got their ass whooped.
Nah, they got the best roster.
No, I told you with weekend linebacker. I told you that.
The,
I
on-
got Shaq Leonard though.
the only thing that's equal.
Oh, now we
Now it's don't nobody
He was
care.
hyped about it.
I'm still hyped about it.
Now he's weekend
loving
linebacker,
it.
but we
Now
got
it's like,
Shaq
oh,
Leonard.
no,
Now
it's-
no
he
one
ain't all
cares.
I'm still hype about it.
He
He's
ain't
better
all
than
that.
what they got.
The Eagles got a better offensive line and defensive line than the 49ers.
They got a better O-line. D line, they could cancel
Man,
each other
Jalen's
out.
having all day to throw, bro.
You know that was the
I
game
was
plan.
wondering, was one of the Bosa dude, was he
No,
playing?
no. Let me
Where
tell you
was
what
Chase
they
Young?
did. This is the brilliance of Kyle Shanahan and that offense. I mean that team in their coaching. What they were doing, they were trying not to blitz. What they were doing was playing containment. So their job
run outside.
was to make sure that everybody kept their lanes. We're not trying to make sacks. We're trying to keep him from escaping the pocket, because when he escaped the pocket, and most of his completions came on the outside.
So they
If you-
exposed him.
No. They just made him stand in the pocket and made him throw the receivers. He only had two
exposed him.
because Dallas Goedert wasn't there. And
What's the next question?
Swift
They
wasn't
trying to
getting
go
open.
get somebody
Beautiful
else, bro.
play.
They trying to keep adding to the roster,
Yeah,
bro.
they-
How
Doing
is this
everything they
possible?
can, bro.
Zach-
They
Zach-
got cap
Yes.
room at.
Zach
Zach
Ertz.
Ertz, yeah.
Zach Ertz
Zach
making
How
Ertz
do
is
they
talking
got
about.
cap room?
Huh?
It's crazy. I don't
They're
understand
taking
how
minimum
y'all got
deals.
cap
Plus,
room.
these guys are getting paid by other
Nah,
people.
but the thing is that it's a hard cap, and once you don't have cap room, it doesn't matter if it's minimum or not. You can't sign. So I don't know how they are. Now the thing is, in real life football, you can change people's contracts to free up some cap space.
Yeah, they're moving pieces around. So they're they released a couple guys, and all you got to do is sign them to the practice squad, and then you can bring them up twice.
So what I was going to ask you guys, and it's related to this question, is I think you, Spike, put it in the chat. Well, somebody did about Goodell talking about banning the brotherly
push.
shove.
Yes,
Tush push.
Why and on what grounds?
Oh, they didn't think it was legal.
they're trying to say it's not safe.
It's not safe, and it's not fair for the other 32 teams, I think they said.
That don't know how to execute it.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's lame, bro.
That is.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of things to try to neutralize what they're doing. Just like they took away the forward handoff. The play that made the Eagles so successful last year was the fact that they could run the
side.
read option.
Yeah, that side.
And yeah, you got to do it from the side. Now it's just certain rule changes that they're making, trying to keep the black man down.
Oh, stop it. There wasn't anything other than nobody can stop it, Ken. That was the biggest thing.
That's it. That's the only thing.
They don't
Nobody's
want-
gotten hurt from
They
it.
don't want the Eagles to have that type of
I think the play's lame, but I think trying to stop it is just as equally lame.
Yeah, I do feel like I don't think it should be banned. I think people should have to figure out how to stop it.
Yeah, 100%.
It's
Because
football.
it's football. It's
It's
football.
what you do.
It's big
Like-
man versus big man.
I played on teams in high school where they run the same play every time because the linebacker right there not gonna step up and the fullback is gonna kill him every time. So yeah, it's a part of football. So I'm not, even though I hate the Eagles, I'm not with Goodell on this.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's gonna do it for us, man. We appreciate you guys. Our last show will be December 19th. So we'll be back next week. Guess it'll be your turn, Spike. Dealing with the
Cowboys, Eagles,
and
baby.
Eagles.
Fly Eagles, fly.
Y'all,
I
one
sent
way
the
or the other,
special-
man. Y'all
I
get
sent
y'all
the special
popcorn.
Instagram
Yeah.
to Sheldon at
That's
Sunday.
Get your
He
popcorn ready.
sent me a special Instagram. I said, man, look at Spike, man. He's being a fan of the team that whooped him. You can't get whooped by somebody
I see
and then
you
side
Sunday.
with the bully.
I'll see you Sunday.
All right, man. We out. Peace. Peace.